here or not, to have the opportunity to come and play for $100,000 is, not many people get to do that. It's really this once in a lifetime thing for some people.
It's beautiful out here. The people are very nice, respectful. So playing with bar poker here in Atlantic City, I love it. I mean, I love the travel here. You know, it's a good thing.
You know, I'm still in it, so I almost made the money yesterday.
And pip pip hooray, you know, who's gonna make it today? That's my thing.
Oh boy, you don't want to get too cocky, but hey, listen, we're just gonna play. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not here to fold though.
I love just the camaraderie, how just people get together, all different ages, you know, 21 to 70 years old, and we just all have a lot of laughs. We're all down here for the tournament, so it's pretty cool.
I'm actually a shy guy, but bar poker seriously like opened me up to be more taking chances of meeting and talking to people, trying to get out my comfort zone.
And then there's the parties and everything else that goes with it when you come down here and you get to meet people you play online with. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing, you know, meeting other players in the leagues that you've played online when it's sat down next to at a table every Sunday. And that does happen, and I'm like, oh, that's you? And you know, it puts a name to the face, and the experience, the family, and then the prizes. Who can beat that?
Thank you for this experience. I'm having a blast, you know, and you don't know, maybe you'll see me at the final table.
What's up, guys? We're here at the 2018 Bar Poker Open East Coast Championship. I'm Ryan Chua. I'm here joined by Katie Stone.
Hey guys, how is everybody? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, so this East Coast Championship is a 100K guarantee tournament. These players qualified. They've been playing for 2 days now, 684 total entries. We actually broke the guarantee. We're a little over, so the prize pool is actually $100,656. And yeah, we're down to the final table. We're down to the final 8. So without further ado, let's take a look at the players that have made it down to the final 8 that have been grinding, you know, for the entire weekend.
My name is Tommy Genova. I'm from the PIP League on Long Island, which is the premier Ireland poker.
My name is Jesse Gutierrez. I'm from Cedar Park, Texas, and I play for Contenders Austin.
My name is John Beady. I'm from Eastern Poker Tour in Boston. I'm from Weymouth, Massachusetts. I play in the Southern region.
I'm Jordan Fishman. I'm from Southborough, Massachusetts, and I play for Eastern Poker Tour's charity division.
My name is Sonya Harrison. I'm from Norwood, Massachusetts, and I play for EPT, the Southern Mass Group.
My name is Manny Rodriguez. I'm from Staten Island, and I play for Staten Island Poker League.
My name is Bryan, Jaroe. I'm from Chester, Virginia, and I play with Suit Up Poker League.
My name is John Germano. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, and I play for the Eastern Poker Tour, Rhode Island region.
So Katie, what do you think of the event so far? I mean, you just joined us, but what do you think of what you've seen?
Yeah, this is really an interesting event. It's definitely I think it's my first or second interaction with the Bar Poker Open. Here we go.
Oh. Sorry, technical difficulties.
But yes, this is from what I've seen so far. It's a very jovial and excited group of poker players that are playing for them in one of the biggest events of the year for them, right?
Yeah. So are we gonna catch you in a bar trying to qualify for this event, or?
I think so. I generally don't go to bars, but I have played my share of bar poker back in 2005 when I was just starting to learn the game and wanted to interact with real people and real chips. And it's definitely a very fun environment. I can see how these people are very loyal to this league and the games that they offer. And it's I'm excited to see them playing for the most money they've ever played for. Most of these players have only cashed for about $1,000 previously. So.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, first is like it's 23,000. So without further ado, we're gonna get the cards in the air and get this going. So the blinds are. You wrote that down somewhere.
Yeah, we're starting at 61-20. I believe the average stack is right around about 73 big blinds, and it looks like the chip leader has about 35 big blinds.
Yeah, so we're probably going to see a lot of all-ins and things of that nature, but I mean the pressure is on. Where we might see some tight play, some tighter play too. So John Beady actually seat 4. He actually won this event last winter. So back-to-back final tables for this guy.
Seat 3. Let's see, John Beady.
Oh yeah, seat 3. I'm sorry, the numbers.
He's actually our short stack coming into today, but his experience at the final table should help.
Yeah, I mean he's got a short stack, but I mean chip in a chair, right? So with bottom pair, he's going to lead out here. This is interesting for Jordan.
So was this a limp pot pre?
Yeah.
Okay.
Small blind versus blind, limp check.
Raise 600.
Yeah, we're seeing some aggression right out the gate. So John Beady here leads his bottom pair, and Jordan here raises with his middle pair. You know, worst kicker. What do you think of that?
Wow. Well, he's likely understanding that John is the short stack here, and he's trying to put pressure on him. It's a tough spot to be in for John.
Is Jordan the chip leader here? Yeah, Jordan is the chip leader. So it looks like he's applying this, you know, he's applying the strategy to apply pressure. And I don't mind it blind versus blind with middle pair against the short stack. I mean,
yeah, John might have figured that, or Jordan might have figured that, you know, anything strong enough that John had, he might have gone all in pre with, and so maybe he figured he could pull a fast one, which looks like it worked.
They want to hear more of you, Katie. So they said bring the mic closer. I think you already did, but we'll see. We'll see what the chat says. So if Katie needs to bring her mic closer, let us know, guys.
Yeah. I have to get off the table. I get nervous. Probably giving away so many times.
So we have quite a few pretty short stacks, meaning 14 big blinds, 15 big blinds or less. I would consider pretty short here for a final table. It'll be interesting to see how each individual player uses their stack in relation to the other stacks at the table, being that the pay jumps are pretty substantial. First place is just over $23,000, along with the, as you're well familiar with, the prestigious Bar Open trophy.
Why, yes, I am.
How much is that worth, by the way?
The trophy?
Yeah, because sometimes you hear of people selling trophies and whatever. How much is that Bar Poker trophy worth?
Well, to me, I don't know if I'd ever sell it. To be honest, I don't know if I'd ever sell it. I don't know what. I don't know if anyone would offer to buy it, but I don't know if I'd ever sell it. Whoa, trophy. Jesse's got a big hand here.
Yep.
Look at that, queens in the cutoff for Jesse. He's definitely going to be raising this up. You were saying, you know, there are a lot of short stacks here, but, you know, the biggest stack still has under 40 big blinds. So, you know, while they may feel like they're sitting pretty, it's not like, you know, they're not dominating. You know, they're not over like 100 big blinds like you see at some final tables.
Sure. I mean, they're going to have to play poker.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. Meaning they're going to have to put their chips into play sooner rather than later with the blinds going. And queens, which was the best hand at the start, will take down the pot.
Yeah. Well, Sonya's playing a little conservative. Like you might see in higher tournaments, you know, the cutoff is kind of a seat where you open a lot of hands, and Sonya actually woke up with ace-3 offsuit. So that's a spot where you see a lot of players squeeze. But I think, you know, at a final table like this, you are going to see some conservative folds. You know.
So we've got very playable hand.
Yeah, he is under the gun though, and you know, it is the Bar Poker Open, so it's hard to, yeah. In the past, we typically see some pretty conservative play. I mean, John's got Ace Jack suited here, a hand he definitely wants to play, I think. Look at that guy. I wouldn't want to play with that guy. Look at it. He's like his hair, his sunglasses. He's an intimidating dude.
Yeah, so he's starting this hand with about 15 big blinds or so. Looks like he's going to choose to open. And we have a open to 365.
I would be really interested to see if someone wakes up behind with a hand, how he reacts to a raise, because that is a really tough spot. I don't know if we have one chance left. No, not going to happen.
So this is Manny. I believe he's second in chips, or actually looks like he's about third in chips, but second and third are actually quite close. And we'll see if he chooses to defend this or just throw it away, which I think is probably the
smart
right
move.
thing to do at this point. He has to give John a little bit of credit opening on such a short stack with a full 3x there, and he had the best hand. So
Yeah, that's John Germano from Eastern Poker Tour. He plays in Rhode Island. He's retired. He has no kids, but he has some pets. He didn't really go through.
Well, he's still okay in my book then. At least you have pets.
He is okay. He gets a C- for filling out the bio sheet though. There isn't much here. He would go to the World Series if he won this though, which I think is cool because that's what I did.
Yeah, I think he should.
We got a lot of Jesse fans in the chat. Jesse is in seat 2. Jesse Gutierrez.
Yeah.
I think I pronounced that right.
Looks like he is from this area.
No, he's from Texas.
Oh, right. Well, he has New Jersey, North Carolina, and Texas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and John here is all in with sixes.
Yeah, good luck, John.
530K. I think that's a solid shove.
Sure.
I mean, you know, he doesn't have much left. Let's see if it gets through. I mean, it's not a big shove, but at the same time, you don't want to double the short stack up.
Sure. I mean, these players definitely understand that he's going to be choosing his hands wisely. And with his 5 or so remaining big blinds, let's see if sixes gets through.
Yeah, I mean, like even if the big stack, right, punts away 5 big blinds. I mean, that's a pretty big percentage of your stack right there. Still,
Well,
I mean, like it's gonna not hurt as bad, but like you don't want to put a player back in the game.
Sure.
Right?
And this shove for him actually, it almost doubles his stack. So
Yeah.
he's
It's
in a lot
huge.
better shape now.
And the Bar Poker Open has not gone to big blind antes, so I mean the pot pre-flop is just massive, you know, relative to the stack sizes. So it's really important. I mean, to like you know, I saw people at the end of day one slow playing aces, and you know, this is when the average stack was around like 20, 25 big blinds. And, you know, he can't really get greedy with those hands because I saw aces get cracked by fours yesterday. And, yeah, like, you know, don't slow play your hands here because just even if you just pick up the blinds and antes, you've won a sizable pot.
So we see a fold here from fives under the gun, which, you know, is fine. It's like you said, people are very respectful of these pay jumps and the short stacks at the table.
Raise 360.
It's not always fun to have to raise call a shorty all in with 2 fives. So.
No.
Oh, actually he did open. Okay, there we go. I had a misfold.
Looks like this is gonna. Oh, Bryan's gonna. No, Bryan doesn't wanna. The 9/8 suited. Tempting, right? I don't think he doesn't have a stack to see a flop though.
Yeah, he's pretty short. It's definitely the stack that he's going to want to be all in.
Right.
Or not. So. Yep, so 5 takes it down. Yeah,
The rich get richer.
It's tough when you see a hand like 9/8 suited. It's an attractive hand for sure. So
We see our play. There's a power outage. The players are in the dark, by the way. The lighting on the table's good though.
yeah, it's a beautiful setup here at Borgata. They really go all out for these final tables and these live streams. So I enjoy seeing how excited everybody is and their families, and I know a lot of people are watching, and so it makes me happy that we at Borgata can do something like this and really give these players a very unique experience that they would not experience elsewhere, likely.
We've talked about this previously on the streams here, but it's really insane. You know, you've traveled a lot as a player. I've traveled a bit as a player. I don't really see wild rails anymore. I mean, the World Series final table, sure, but like as far as fans like clapping and jumping for their player and you know this, that, and the other thing, like I don't really see that anymore. But we see it here. You know, at the end of day one, there's just like there's the floor people are telling people to get back, like you know, you need to stay back, like they're roping off the area because there's just so many people watching their friends trying to support them and you know, get to see them make day two. And now here we are at the final table. You know, we got 100, like about 150 people watching online. We got a live stream going, and
so we have a cutoff open. Ace-5 offsuit. Manny has opened to 325.
Ooh, this is going to be fun.
And our big blind has a very playable hand in the big.
That's a very conservative fold.
Yeah, that's.
And you hear the claps for Manny. Look at that. He's got his hand up.
Have a celebration.
So Manny.
Interesting fold there from the big from a cutoff open.
Is this everybody's first time?
I think Manny is our youngest player here. He's 25 years old.
Okay.
So we do got a young gun in the field. He drives Uber. That's familiar from like the World Series. Yeah.
They seem as as I do. All right. Yeah, all of us.
Wow.
Still at 120.
He's a very responsible 25-year-old. He says if he wins, he's going to pay off his credit cards and student loans. And I think that's very responsible. I think that's great. More responsible than me.
John.
Ooh, Johnny's got a big hand under the gun.
So John should be likely all in here.
And he is.
Good luck. Very nice.
Is
John
anyone going to wake up with
all
anything?
in for 810K. We're playing 6120 blinds right now with a few players left to act. He's moved in under the gun. Certainly the hand to do it with.
Very standard shove.
810,000.
Very, very standard shoves. And let's see if he's going to get any action. It's not looking too good so far. Let's see if the blinds wake up with anything. I don't think he's going to get it from the small blind.
And we
Even when John folds, it's intimidating.
John G takes 9 to 10, a little bit of of thought, but decided to pass. And it gets through. And
We got some
add
Johnny G fans in the chat too.
decent amount to his stack. That each time he shoves, he picks up about 350K in blinds and antes. So definitely a sizable addition to his stack.
Yeah.
Now that he will be in the big blind in this next hand.
Yeah, it's like he just bought himself a walk. A little more than a walk, a lot more than a walk because of the antes.
So from what I understand, these players come from really all over the country. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's not just the Northeast. I was under the impression it was just the Northeast, but it's really all over.
It's the entire country. It's the Bar Poker Open. So basically, this is the ultimate championship if you play in a bar league. You come here and, you know, the prizes, you know, if you're just tuning in and you don't know what the Bar Poker Open is about, the prizes are will be the first place prize, for instance, $23,350. That'll be the biggest score by a good margin for everyone except Joppy because he won last winter.
Sure.
But yeah, it really is kind of their World Series in terms of poker. You know, you see people taking this extremely seriously, like even on day one, the earlier levels, let alone like a final table here, you know.
Yeah, I noticed in the player profiles, a lot of them mentioned that for them, this is their only option to play poker, even if they just, because they don't live near a place that has poker.
Right.
So it's nice for them to be able to go somewhere local and have a chance to play. And then from that, have a chance to either go to Las Vegas or Atlantic City to Borgata. I don't know of any other leagues that do that.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I mean, a lot of these leagues, you know, their nightly prizes, some of them are $20 bar gift cards. You know, they're playing for that, and they're doing it as, like, you know, a social thing to get out, play some poker. You know, they see the same people, you know, every Tuesday, Wednesday night or whatever, and this is a chance for them to actually win some sizable money. I mean, I'd love 23 grand right now.
Of course. I mean, who doesn't need 23,000? And you get to be on this beautiful live stream, for which I assume will be available for them to watch after the fact as well. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I remember when I won. I went back to my room and I watched it.
Why wouldn't you? Of course. Sure.
Boston now, are they in the running for anything this year?
What's that?
So we have seat 5 is Sonya Harrison. She's probably going to fold her hand, but
she actually, you know what's interesting is she qualified through the Super League, meaning she got a buy into day 2. She was already in the money. She didn't have to play a day 1.
Oh, wow.
So she got to come into day 2 with whatever the average stack was,
That's
which I think
cool.
is a pretty cool way to get in. I mean, you don't even have to sweat day 1. How sweet is that?
oh, we've got a real hand here and an all-in. Bryan has picked up kings with his 810,000, and he is going to
10,000.
move all in,
Can you hear me?
appropriately so,
All right. I'm just
and
making
hope
sure you
that
guys
somebody.
Those sunglasses are so cool.
I know a few people that play
Sorry,
sunglasses.
keep
Yeah, I
talking
know a few
about
people
them,
that
but-
wear them.
What's that?
I know a few people that wear sunglasses to play. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I
no,
know
no.
a few people really believe in it.
Those sunglasses fit like the circle. I think are really cool. I don't know.
They set up there's a bar in the back.
We got Jesse on the button with ace-9 offsuit saying, I was going to do that.
Making a good fold.
Yeah. And yeah, this is going to get through. He's not looking to do 5-7.
Doesn't look like anybody's getting out of line just yet, but getting back to Sonya. Sonya's a nurse. How cool is that, right? Or
Yeah.
she's not.
No, she's a credit
She's a
specialist.
credit
You were very
specialist.
wrong. Wow.
They're having a parade.
That's pretty ridiculous because we do have a nurse at the final table, I think.
They do it on the water?
And the boats.
They don't go in the water anymore.
Yeah, that's no the accident.
They used to go banned in water, but
now
they just.
I'm pretty sure we have a nurse.
I think you made that up.
Oh,
Uh, we do not have a nurse at the final table.
Crap. Comes out of the water. It has wheels and
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. That
World
must be
War II.
some.
And now they're tourists.
most cities with water have decorative tours.
Manny's actually
I know
sitting
they
on
have
it.
those cars that can go.
Is that right? 3 million?
Well, yeah,
That's a
because
pretty- oh, yeah, that is a
yeah,
pretty
because he's
decent
opened a
stat.
few.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's yep. So,
Just like that, you. Oh.
so
So
John G.
Bryan's gonna fold this based on the king queen fold under the gun. There's
Yeah,
no way
queen.
he's
Yeah, I
folding
mean
this.
queen 10 off is just nah. It's
John's
just
not folding this though.
not an amazing hand
Oh,
right
man.
now. But,
Here
so,
he goes.
So John definitely has a playable hand.
Oh yeah. Oh, so we got a question from Roland Nolan 123. He's saying, is the next BPO in June at the Golden Nugget? Most likely, yes. We don't know the exact dates yet, though. But most likely, yeah. So the eights get through.
Looks like it's going to take the pot down. I think I would have preferred an all-in with this hand just because it needs a little bit of protection and, you know.
It's not really a hand you want to see a flop with.
Yeah.
You know, it's really not.
It's a small pair, but it's good enough to put our chips in the middle. But the 3x looks quite scary as well. So
oh yeah,
we win the hand.
But I mean, the way everyone is playing, I mean, I don't think any of these players are really just trying to see a flop, unless it, you know, folds around to the blinds and they want to, you know, like we saw the first hand with John Beady.
Sure. So this tournament had a total of 684 entries. Now, how do the entries work? Is it because I know that players are allowed to re-enter? How exactly does that work? If you're a new player and you want to get involved with the Bar Poker Open, how would you eventually at some point get here to the live stream at Borgata?
So there are steps, right? You go, you know, you're a bar player, you go out to your bar, you win a nightly event, or you come in top 3 in some of the leagues,
okay,
and you win a token.
Okay.
From there, you can go to barpokeropen.com and play a weekly satellite to get into the Bar Poker Open. And the satellite isn't just some of the seats are, you know, you win. Like if you final table, you'll get an entry in, but like if you win first, you'll actually win an entire trip package. So you know you'll free roll like the hotel room, the airfare, whatever, and that's actually really cool. And then some leagues that you know keep track of points will send their top players because they've played you know enough bar events, they've gotten enough points, and they'll be able to come here too. Sonya actually had qualified through the Super League, I believe, and she, you know, she has the day 2 bye, which is pretty sweet. I mean, look at what it got her. She didn't have to sweat day 1. Here she is at the final table.
Okay. I'm just looking through these papers again to try to understand why I think that Sonya is a nurse. No, somebody told me that. I think that's what happened.
Oh,
somebody must have told
someone's
me.
asking about me. Wow. Smooth call EMT asked if I made day 2 again. I did make day 2 again, and I finished 53rd. I made $300 though, which was pretty sweet. I mean, you can actually. So, I've actually walked the path of this.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually win this whole thing.
Yep.
Paying a grand total of $35 for the dealer fee.
Right, so that's what I was wondering because the way it was explained to me is you can pay the dealer fee is $35 and then players are allowed 1 re-entry for this event. And so that's why the prize pool actually surpassed the prize pool was because players did re-enter.
Yeah. Well, everyone wants a second chance.
Yeah, of course. So the prize pool actually surpassed 100K, which is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And the pay jump right now that players are playing for is just under $2,000, and then it jumps up to about $2,700, and then goes to $3,600, $4,500. So these are important things for these players to be aware of moving forward. Oh wow, we have Manny using his stack.
That's great. I think that's a great open. Yeah. You know, you have 1 player to beat your small blind versus big blind. You have 1 player to beat. You know, 7-8 is a very playable hand. So, and you know the guy next to you is in all-in or fold mode. Most likely, he's not going to wake up with anything. So, I think it's a great steal. You don't want you're not raising that to get called and see a flop. You're raising that to just take the blinds down. That's what you said. So.
Sure, and they've seen enough hands at this point where they've kind of, you know, if they haven't played with each other before, they're starting to understand each other's tendencies a little bit based on what we've seen, and so players will start to adjust based on hand histories that they witness at the table.
Yeah. Very cool to see Manny's cognizant of what's happening at the table. And we have the Dragonite here. He or she is saying, "Let's play a flop." I want to see a flop too. I mean, sometimes you just want to see a flop, right? But I mean, this is important. The pay jumps, as Katie was saying, are pretty huge, pretty significant for these players. So we can't just see a flop. I mean, they want to win hands. They want to win the blinds. So that's why we're not seeing any flops.
So we have Manny on the button with a very playable hand, King 10 suited, and he's going to call the open from the hijack from Jordan, who is our chip leader, who has opened King Deuce suited.
That's I mean, I don't love the open with King Deuce suited. I also don't love the call with King 10 suited.
So heads up.
But we're gonna see a pretty. I mean, I hope we see a flop that we can sweat here.
No, but I think it's only the second.
Ooh, who wants it more? Who wants it more?
So not much for anybody.
I think Jordan wants it more. I don't think Manny can. I mean, I don't know if he's got it in him.
Well, it's just tough because these are the two biggest stacks at the table. Manny obviously understands that Jordan is going to be opening frequently, so he's not really incentivized to get tangled up with him right now, which is why maybe he chose to just call on the button with King 10 suited.
Now, what do you think about raising there?
Sure. I mean, it's you know, I think it can go either way. I think it's very player dependent. I think these players are probably still just getting a feel for, you know, their surroundings and the stacks.
I think once I see that on the live, or once Manny sees that on the live stream, he might think twice about, you know, a marginal hand like that, maybe raising him. You know, I would definitely think twice after seeing that.
Yeah, and the players will be able to see. We're on a 30-minute delay, so eventually they're going to understand that he's opening with a deuce in his hand, and
he's being a bully.
Maybe we'll take advantage. Which, you know, if I had a very good stack and I was opening into what I perceived as passive play, I might open the King Deuce suited as well.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
so I'll never blame someone for opening trash hands, because I open trash hands all the time.
I never open trash hands.
Only premiums
I'm
for
a girl.
You? Okay, Miss Online Player.
So the players actually this was actually a 2-day tournament.
Yes.
And they had a day 1A and a day 1B, and then today was day 2.
Yes.
And so these players...
You made it to day 2, you actually cashed.
Okay, and so these players that we're watching now, even though we're starting tonight, they've already been playing all day.
Oh yeah,
it's not like other final tables, sometimes there's a break in between, but these players have actually had a full work day already.
Yeah, and the other thing that plays a part in this too, that you're kind of alluding to, is fatigue.
Yes.
Because a lot of these players are playing nightly events that last maybe 3-4 hours max.
And this is quite longer than that.
Yeah, they've played for a full day 1 and a full day 2, and now they're at the final table under the spotlights. Like it's a lot of...
A little bit more pressure, sure. I mean,
yeah.
they're playing for more money than they've probably ever played for before. There are people watching them. There are people taking their pictures. Their families are watching. It's a wild ride. Different.
it's a wild ride. Oh, we got Sean here with the ace-8 offsuit in the small blind. Blind versus blind. Let's see what he does with it. I love a raise here,
So
right?
we have, let's see, small blind with ace-8 off. Sure, I
love a raise
I
here.
think this is not a hand that we want to fold right now. He's starting the hand with about 1.7 million, so just over 20 bigs. I think this hand is playable in a few different ways.
With the stacks so shallow, I don't necessarily love a limp.
So it looks like he did raise.
Yes.
And the stack that he was opening into, I think that's fine. I think the amount that he raised indicated that he wasn't folding.
Right.
So some players would choose to simply put their opponent all in there, which is also fine. But putting the amount that he put in pre kind of indicated to his big blind that they were going to see all 5.
He's not messing around.
And
lots of Jesse G fans in here. Wow.
So yeah, as you mentioned earlier, I am an online player. I play full-time online. I'm a sponsored pro with BorgataPoker.com.
Yeah, I got some info from you
Okay.
off air, which
Not
was
hard.
very helpful.
It's not hard. But yeah, I've been playing online full-time for about 10 years, probably over that. And this is my home casino, my home court, so to speak. I don't play live as much as these players, probably, but
I can tell you if you see her live, you should run. Because if she's crushing online, then yeah. you
live-
don't mess with online
live
players
poker
live.
is very different from online poker, and I embrace the differences.
The only difference is lower hands per hour.
Yeah, it is. It is a tougher hourly at times. So we have an ace in the cutoff. We have
Bryan here.
Oh, blinds have gone up. That's important because he really kind of just has a stack that can only go all in right
And
now.
obviously, like, you don't love to do it with ace-3 offsuit, but I mean, this is a great opportunity. You got to.
Good. Very good.
Did he just raise? He just raised.
I mean, it's most of his chips though, right?
Yeah.
Like
So I
it's-
mean, that's pretty much.
Yeah. He's starting the hand with 850K and
wow.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to fold. He's
Tommy.
gonna hate the situation.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's really nothing he could have done about it though.
that's why you shove with a hand like ace-3 offsuit. If you do get caught, at least you have one over. You know, it is a bad spot. Don't get me wrong, right? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having a weak ace in the cutoff and only about, 5 big blinds is just.
You're going.
You got to go with it. I don't blame him. It just feels really yucky now to have to call. But I don't see.
To have to call, Bryan? Call? Please? Don't fold, Bryan. Like, you can see the percentages here too, right?
What are the white chips? Are those 100K?
They are 100Ks.
Okay. So
But-
he's got about 450 back, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you have a 36% chance.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just gonna have to go with it.
36% is not an insignificant.
It's not. I mean,
win
it's
percent.
just an unfortunate situation for Bryan.
It sucks, it sucks knowing you're going in as the dog, but you have to, when you're this short.
We're gonna see a flop.
We are gonna see we're gonna see a flop, we're gonna see a turn, and we're gonna
We're
see
guaranteed to see all 5.
Let's see. Let's see. Look, everyone's standing. Everyone's standing. They want this pay jump. What is it gonna have? A deuce, a 6, and a 9.
Well,
pretty safe.
It's really not terrible for Bryan. We do have some backdoor hearts out.
Yeah.
Heart outs. Some really interesting.
3 of hearts.
Maybe the 4 of hearts would be cool.
That's not a good card. That's not a fun card. So he's down to an ace and an ace only.
Unfortunately.
And the 10s hold. The 10s
So
hold.
we have our first elimination of the night. Brenda is going to finish in ninth place for $1,912.
Nice one.
GG.
GG, Bryan. You are an internet player, see? Yeah, Bryan's from the Suda Poker League. He's a locomotive engineer. That's pretty cool. And yeah, shout out to Bryan. That was you know, I think he did everything right there. Right?
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate spot for him.
Yeah,
and,
sometimes you just get unlucky.
That's the nature of tournaments a lot of the time. You just kind of have to go with it.
Yes. Yes.
Good job, Bryan. Tommy's feeling it now. Look, he's smiling. Anytime you can scoop an all-in pot and knock someone out, I mean, that's a great feeling, especially at a final table, right?
Well, yeah,
for
sure.
So much money. I mean, Tommy was a kind of a middle stack coming in with just under 1.7 million. You know, and you know he was doing all right, but now he's really in business with that knockout.
So we are down to 8 and
7.
7, sorry. And
it's a TV final.
it'll be interesting to see if so he got 2,700 then.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he actually got more than what I said. So he got $2,768. And it'll be interesting to see if play changes at all with the loss of a player. Generally, this can encourage more opens. Hands are coming, or blinds are coming around a lot faster. As you get shorthanded, you're forced to play and see some more hands. So with these shallow stacks and the somewhat passive play that we're seeing so far, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
I don't like this. Jesse here completed the small blind, and John Beady here sitting on the short stack. You know, I'd almost rather just give him the blind. I'd rather give him the blinds, or I'd rather shove.
Yeah, I
I
think
calling is probably the worst, but I understand why.
Sure.
You know, you want to see a flop.
Yeah, I think a lot of players would have just shoved here in Jesse's position, with the big blind having about 4 big blinds.
2 bets.
Yeah, it's just really tough because, I mean, John is in a tough spot here with bottom pair, which, I mean, heads up, you know, in a situation like this, you know, is Jesse really going to limp, you know, King X against a 5 big blind stack? Is he going to limp, like, you know, is he going to lead a 9 on this flop? Like, I don't think so. I mean, there's flush draw possibilities too. So, I mean, John, I give him credit for thinking about this. He could have the best hand, and he does have the best hand here. So, you know, I don't blame him for taking his time here with 3-7 offsuit. But he takes the conservative route and he folds. Right? Well, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that as the big stack with a jack in your hand and your opponent having 3 big blinds, I probably would have put my opponent all in.
Oh yeah.
3. As played, I think that it's a tough board to continue on with a 3. So yeah.
For Beady with the 5 big blind stack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough spot.
Yeah. Because he had the 7-3, right?
Now what? Yeah. Now what do you think about if, you know, if he had, you know, he had completed the small, if John Beady had shoved the 3-7 there? Is that just too wild, or would you?
I think would like that better than checking. But you know, these players know each other a lot more. They have history with each other. I generally don't want to see a flop with the 7-3.
No.
So I would try to turn it back on my opponent. However, keeping in mind that my opponent could be trapping. So just a tough spot for John. So we have a couple of raggedy aces being tossed out, but we do have a playable hand in the big blind, which wins.
Yeah, we're
Easy
not
game.
gonna. Easy game.
Easy game. So John really short at this point. On the button, he's really going to be looking for a hand, you know, that he can put his chips in on the button, late position now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's pretty cognizant of this too. He's you know, he's been here before. You know, I think his mindset going into the final 2 tables is probably like, you know, just get, if I don't catch cards now, if I make it to the final table, I can make things happen. Tommy Chi, #1 player at this table until further notice.
So I think it's really interesting how everybody kind of comes from all around, and it seems like quite a few of these players are here with family also.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I play for Eastern Poker Tour, which is based out of, you know, Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
Okay.
But I love coming to this event because I have so many friends from around the country now, you know, that I get to see twice a year and, you know, catch up with. It's really awesome. Oh wow, we got John Beady here, all in with the ace-9, and Jordan with. I don't know if he reshoved or if he called.
It looks like he just raised, probably.
Oh, that's a raise. Yeah, he got excited because he's smiling. He's like, I got good cards.
Yes.
Oh, and Sean.
Sonya is contemplating something with the king 5.
I don't think. I think she's just trying to figure out the action. Yeah, she's just going to give it away.
She's going to fold.
But John knows he's in trouble, and he sees the bad news. But
you know, nothing wrong in any sense of the word. This is a.
I think ace-9 is a fine shove. That's a great hand to shove from
an amazing hand right now with 3 big blinds.
You dominate a lot of aces. I mean, you're racing against middle pocket pairs, middle small pocket pairs. I really don't think it's a bad shove. This is just bad luck for him, if, you know, depending on the run out. Or it could be really good luck. We don't know yet. So we're off to a flop, turn and river. John's on his feet. What are we going to see? 7-10 king.
So ace-9 has some outs.
Some outs.
Some exciting outs.
8 for a sweat. 8 of spades for a sweat.
Spade on the turn.
No sweat.
These flops are not cooperating.
Yeah, he's down to a 9 and 9 only. Oh, we got an upside down 9. So we got John Beady is out in 7th place. He leaves with $3,624. Yeah, had a chance at a repeat here. Never really got any traction. Didn't really have, you know, the hands go his way. So, you know, it's just a tough break. The blinds are really high. He didn't really have much of a stack. So hard to do much of that. All the credit in the world for making it this far, though. Definitely impressive to make it back-to-back final tables in the same
You
event,
did that, though, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wonder what it's like to make back-to-back. You know, I've done it though. I've won online tournaments back-to-back, and so that's something, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely something.
I think one time
For you not being a live player, you have a very impressive hand.
Well, my Hendon mob is quite unimpressive, actually.
No, I think knowing your background, and knowing that you're solely an online player, and you know, you do like playing live, you told me, but you get to do it very rarely because you have a young one at home.
I have a 3-year-old toddler.
You're very busy.
Very busy.
But you know, for someone that doesn't play live a lot,
Not
you have
very
a very
much.
impressive.
Well, thank you. Oh, we have our first. Aces.
Yeah, aces.
And it's on the button, so that's...
This guy getting gifted with hands, chips, position. That's great. I don't know if I would raise that much.
Wow.
That is quite a big raise.
Did
I
you
mean,
make
I
it
do.
600K?
I mean, I think the dynamic here, though, is the big blind is kind of his competition right now, so maybe he doesn't want to play a pot necessarily. I mean, I want to play a pot.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you...
Is he going to show? He's
going to show. Yeah, I mean, I think...
This is a very friendly crowd.
Yeah, generally with aces, you know, we talked about earlier how the big stacks are a lot of times not going to get involved when there are so many short stacks at the table. However, there are sometimes exceptions, and sometimes when you have aces on the button and the other big stack is in the big blind, it might be a good opportunity to play a pot. You have the best starting hand in poker and you have position.
Yeah. Oh.
I think I probably would have opened a little bit smaller there, but it's obviously always not a bad thing to win the pot with aces, right?
No. I mean, you know, we won't get into range analysis or anything like that, but you know, because you're a little unfamiliar with the event. I mean, we are going to see bigger open sizes because that's typically what we see in the bars. So
sure.
Yeah, but like people, I mean, let's go back to the early days, right? Like getting your aces cracked is like one of the worst feelings in the world, and they're going around actually. Tommy G's got the aces now.
So let's
Tommy G's got a lot of fans in the chat too. I mean, this is a pretty. I don't think there's any one favorite person. I think we got a lot of fans of all these players here.
So we have an open to 480. We have a 3x, I believe, with aces, which I definitely prefer an open on that stack with aces. So definitely a hand that's way too strong to just open shift into everybody here. So I like the open. Let's see if anybody manages to find something that they can play with.
Now Tommy Genova, the guy with the aces here, he is from Premier Island Poker League. He's 60. He is a field technician. He got his start in poker, he saw it on Facebook. And now here he is at a final table playing for like 24K.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're going around. Look.
It's nice to show. You know, it's nice.
I just want to give a shout out to my New York teams, by the way. They I think consecutively, they show up really strong, and they're probably the most supportive group of players. You know, Tommy's one of them, but I mean, there's a bunch in the crowd here. You know, they're all very supportive of each other. They all know each other very well. They play poker together. They hang out together.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of families are here supporting these players, and it's nice also just because, you know, it's poker. They're playing poker, but it's nice when they are able to come down here and they're able to actually enjoy themselves versus just hanging out and, you know, watching poker. There's a lot here at the Borgata that they can do, a lot of restaurants.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of restaurants, Tommy G, the guy with the aces, I mean, talking about community and everything, he says what, like, you know, we asked him what he would do if he won. He wrote down, "Buy my poker family a drink." That's like, I just got some feels. I got a little chill down my spine. It's such a small thing, but that's such a nice thing to say.
It is,
you know?
and I think that's pretty reflective of this community in general, which you know, people showing the hands, I think is also a way of them saying, hey, look at
this. I think this is Sonya's first played hand at
It
this
is.
table. And
It
she gets mad respect.
Yep.
I mean, Ace-5 suited's a good hand to open from the cutoff there. But she got Johnny G, I think, the sunglasses here. He snap-folded the Ace-6. Didn't think about it for a second. Just
well, it is the first hand she's played. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah, absolutely. But that, you know, people are noticing things.
Sure. But yeah, getting back to, there's lots of different things that these, you know, friends and family members can do while they're here. There's a variety of restaurants. We have sports betting here at Borgata now. Did you know that?
Yes, and my friend Shout out to Mike. He wanted me to go to the sports book yesterday and try and place a bet.
Oh,
and,
yeah? Hold on to your
I am
hats.
I am not a sports bettor.
Yeah.
I was very confused. Like I don't understand. Like people have to explain it to me all the time, and I'm like I still like don't really get it. I mean I get basics, but he wanted me to put in like something called a player prop, and I didn't do that here. Anyways, I was very intimidated by the sports book.
Yep, so sports betting just became, we
Whoa.
have a few really good hands.
Yo, this is gonna get fun. Okay, so we have under the gun, the chip leader, Jordan here, has ace-king offsuit. Sonya's got a real hand with pocket jacks. I mean, and they're sharing suits too, that's kind of sick. That's, wow. So, I mean, Sonya's all in.
Oh, she's all in?
Yeah,
good.
We're gonna see.
Very good.
I don't see Jordan. I've seen in bar leagues people make the ace king fold before. I don't think Jordan's gonna fold it. I mean, Jesse's got deuces and he's a little annoyed. Yeah, this pot ain't for you.
Here we go.
And we got a call, and we're off to the races.
Here we go. Jacks versus
Wow.
ace king, and this will give Jordan a pretty commanding chip lead if he manages to win this hand. At the same time, Sonya will have a very healthy stack if she wins this hand. The nature
I would say if Jordan wins, he's locked up second place, pretty much, at least. Oh, ace in the window.
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch. And now Sonya's down to 2 outs. That'll take the wind out of your sails. Are we gonna see a miracle here?
Now I really need to
Oh, that was a king.
Didn't matter either way.
Sonya really needs a jack.
3% now. Jack and jack.
Let's
only.
go. Come on.
You're rooting for Sonya?
Yeah. Does that like look like a jack? The rounded. Oh. That was not fun.
Oh.
Poor Sonya. Well,
losing races.
I would have liked to have seen Sonya win this tournament, but it looks like she enjoyed herself.
Didn't really get many hands, you know. The 2 hands we saw her play, I think she played fine. I mean, I think it's shoved there with jacks as standard. I think it's open kings 5 as standard. You know, it's tough when you get to these final tables and you don't have many chips. You know, there isn't really a lot of maneuvering you can do. So, you know, congrats to Sonya for locking up 6th place.
Yeah, 6th place is a little over $4,500, and so I believe that
that's legit.
I'm not sure. That's Tommy. That might be her biggest score to date, actually. Let's see. Yeah, her biggest score to date was just under 1,200. So
yeah,
quite an
solid
improvement.
cash.
Yep,
very solid cash, Sonya. Congratulations. Now we're down to 5. Now, I think like here with 5 players as opposed to 8, this is really where the dynamic should start changing.
160 to go.
You know, there is a lot less room to hide. The blinds are, like you were saying earlier, they're coming around a lot faster now. So, you know, you really have to kind of start opening up a little bit. And we see Manny here thinking with the ace-8 suited. You know, this is the kind of thing we're talking about. 8-handed, 9-handed, you might not want to open this under the gun here. But now, like, I think I would snap open this, you know?
Well, sure. I mean, these types of hands become a lot more valuable as you lose players.
I don't love that.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's fine.
You think it's fine?
Sure. He's shoving less than 20 big blinds. We are 5-handed. This is a pretty A-okay move in my book.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, if it's okay with you, it's okay with me. I'm good. I'm taking lessons too.
The woman is always right. You must be married.
It has nothing to do with that. It's knowing who you are, what you play.
No, I think it was a great play. I think it's definitely, it's not the kind of hand that you want to open and get jammed on. And so, and his stack is appropriate to do so. And he's 5-handed. Like you brought up, if they were 9-handed or 8-handed, he would definitely have thought a little bit more and maybe opted to fold or just open with being prepared to potentially fold his hand at some point. But definitely, we like aggression.
Yeah, for the poker nerds out there, I know. So if this field is a little more exploitative, right? So if you're trying to balance your range, like he has to do that with some premium hands too. With his ace kings, his kings, queens, whatever. But yeah, if he would balance your range there, but with those premiums, you might exploitatively raise a little bit just so you would get some action. Versus just open shoving like aces there, right?
Sure, of course, yeah.
All in.
But
Seat 8 raises all in.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So the dynamic is changing.
Yeah. so that's nice to see that these players absolutely understand they need to put their chips in play.
Yeah.
And that these blinds come around very fast, especially John. He has 2 of the biggest stacks on his immediate right. He understands that they're going to be opening into him quite a bit, which means he's going to potentially be overfolding his blinds a little bit just because of the stack sizes. So I like the fact that he's, taking this one chance. He might not have another chance,
right.
for a few minutes. So he's taking this one chance that he has. His jam looks very strong, being that he's opened a few hands before. So good hand.
You just hear what he said?
No.
He said, my range is a little wider now. he told the table what he had, and then he smiled and said, my range is a little wider now. I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. I'm a Johnny G fan.
So blinds are still at 8160, I believe. And do we go to, I assume we go to 1-2 right after this?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's a pretty big jump right there. So the 1-2 blind level jump for these effective stacks is going to speed things up quite a bit. So again, another good decision, I believe, to get it in there for him. Take initiative before blinds go up, and his stack is less maneuverable.
Yeah. All of a sudden, your 30 big blind stack becomes like a sub
11.
Yeah, it really, it changes.
Happens to me quite often online. Like 20 minutes ago, I'm like, I haven't played a hand. Oh, that's why.
Oh, now my stack is dust.
Yep.
I like the open here from Jordan on the button with Jack 10 offsuit folded around to him.
Yeah,
just pick up the blinds.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a standard open.
Absolutely. Using his stack in position well.
He knows he can end anyone right now, and he's completely using that to his advantage, as he should. I'd be opening very wide with that stack.
And the level, guys.
But that's also probably why I
Yes, 160.
Aggression wins in poker.
Sometimes.
Very, very often. So it looks like we've got a lot of fans of these players in chat for sure.
Well, I just got yelled at for being a Johnny G fan.
Johnny G fans,
they're telling me I'm biased now. Tommy G and the G stands for GOAT. I like that.
I agree. So I like the fact also these players are not taking very much time to make their decisions.
Yeah,
they really are moving things along, which is nice to see.
We actually have. It's been the opposite actually for the past years. We've seen a lot of tanking, slower play, which is understandable because this is the first time that a lot of players have been in this spot, which is an unbelievable spot to be in. But
we have a very expected shove on the button for Manny.
Look at that. See, his New York fan is just right there clapping, cheering him on. It's really cool.
There we go, doing the wave.
That's great.
They're pretty loud out there, too. I feel like I have to shout.
Yeah. I mean, this event was has been built up to where it is now. It's crazy. I tell the story on the stream. Like when I won, I was obviously happy. They kind of tried to announce that I had won over the PA system. They were running another tournament in the room, and I heard like one sarcastic clap, like, and I was like, oh, whatever. I won the tournament. Now there's people watching, and there's you know, there's a live stream.
Yeah, this is a big deal to win this tournament. I can only imagine. I would love to win a tournament like this someday. I mean, I would. I would love to win a live tournament for $23,000. Yes, I would love to do that. I have never done that in my life. It's hard to do. It's really hard to win poker tournaments.
Hard to do.
One of my very closest friends often describes it to me as the stars have to align. And I'm like, well, that doesn't help me because I can't fix that.
No, it's not in your control. We have Tommy here. He wants to see a flop with the Jack-6 offsuit. And we have Jesse here. I think he's going to let him live.
2 players. See one, you're going to start us
And
off.
we are going to see a flop. We're not an all-in flop. We're going to see a flop. Oh, we got a 4 and a Jack.
Checker bet.
Not exactly an action flop. Yeah, I can see Jesse going here.
Wow.
You know, Tommy's got the top pair. I mean, blind versus blind, you flop a pair. I mean,
Turn.
let's see. I don't know what card I want to see on this. I don't know what.
Oh,
That's gross.
The problem is that he's just really hesitant to put him on a 4 with these stack sizes.
No, absolutely. Look at the tell though. Like Jesse's bobbing up and down. I like that's kind of.
Well, it's a big hand. I mean, it's
like he might just be excited, but it also might be like I don't know.
I'm a fidgeter, you know, like during live poker. I also fidget, so I can't blame him.
I don't
for
think he was
fidgeting.
doing that on the flop though.
It's kind of tough for Tommy to fold right here with a jack.
I'm not folding. I'm not folding a jack. He's getting snap called. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. He sees the bad news, and that's, you know, blind versus blind. It can get really bloody, really fast, and you know, we're seeing it here.
That's.
So I mean, Tommy's down to a jack and a jack only.
C2 has 3 4s. C1 has jacks.
Are we gonna see a miracle here? We've seen miracles in the past at final
Boy.
tables. I don't know. Do we see any jacks folded? I don't think we did.
Okay. Pot's good. 2 players.
All right, we got 1 river. We're gonna run it once, and it's a 6.
So.
Sorry, guys.
That means Tommy G is our 5th place winner for just a little over $5,500, which may or may not be his biggest cash. I can't tell if that's.
I think it's 1,700.
Yeah. So his largest cash prior to this was 1,700.
If I was writing this, I would not forget to do it. So.
You know, it happens.
Yeah.
So 5th place, $5,500, and we are down to 4.
Now it's gonna get fun.
So the pay jumps now are a little bit different in that players are getting closer to 2nd and 1st place money, and that's really where the majority of the prize fund, remaining prize fund lies. And so
I would say like the difference between 3rd and 4th isn't huge. So, you know, I don't like. I mean, obviously I want to win, but if I look at the crowd, they're all dancing.
in situations like this, this is how I personally look at it. This could be very wrong and incorrect on a fundamental level, but when I'm looking at payouts where
he's not a pro, he's going to learn his camera angles.
it's extremely top heavy like this, I kind of look at it as a winner take all almost.
Right. Oh, I mean, ICM does play a role a little bit. We won't go through that on the stream, but you know, just I am definitely going for 1st right now for 4-hand.
So we see the stacks now.
Jordan's crushing it.
It's definitely Jordan out in front. Manny and John. Manny now, who was crushing earlier, is...
I mean, I still, like, he might have been a little card dead for, like, the level, but he's still in the game, I think. You know, he's got a shorty to his direct left. Ooh, Johnny's got... All right, he's got the goods this time. Wow. And maybe that little ace-5 thing that he did earlier, where he said, "I'm opening up my range." Maybe
His little
that gets
setup.
Yeah, maybe
Little
this is
verbal
the setup. Are we gonna see the setup? Are we gonna see like a call by ace-5 or something? Like, I don't know. No, we're not gonna see. No one's got anything.
He's disappointed.
They didn't add up to one.
Ah, don't smile, dude. He's got to keep the image. You know, he's got to keep the sunglasses down. You know, the kind of the grumpy frown that he had before. He's losing his intimidation factor.
So let us know, guys, anyone watching, if you guys have any questions for us on stream, anything related to Bar Poker Open or BorgataPoker.com. I can answer any questions regarding online poker, live poker. We have a lot of fun series coming up here at Borgata in Atlantic City, and then we also have a lot of wondrous things happening online. For those of you who play online poker in New Jersey.
Stop bragging. I can't play online. I live in
We have online
Massachusetts.
poker. We do.
Yeah,
we are
okay.
regulated
Whatever.
online poker. It's amazing.
John's got another premium here four-handed. Let's see what he does. I mean, this is, you know, not as good as Ace King. Let's see if he does the same thing. He might raise. And
I hope all of his money goes all in right now.
I do too.
I hope it all goes in the middle.
Raised to 900,000.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. He's. I mean,
it's okay, but are you folding to a raise here?
He can't.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm. Yeah, that's why you were saying the shove is
Question:
better, because it's.
What will Jesse G do when he wins?
Let's see, Jesse G.
He said he. Well, that wasn't.
Right here. Is that?
That's not Jesse.
Seat 2 folds.
Did I? Oh, right here. Sorry, I got rid of it. What?
Jesse's
He's going
going
to
to
Hawaii. That's sweet. I've never been to Hawaii.
Hawaii is an unreal place. It's my favorite place in the world.
Really?
It's unbelievable. It is the best place ever.
Sold me.
You have to go.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Jordan just folds 5s in the small blind. That is a very tight fold, I think. Though 5s are very hard to play out of position, right? Unless you flop a set, obviously.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I definitely don't blame him because he's probably also considering that the rest of the remaining chips will eventually be in play. And in general, you aren't thrilled to be playing for stacks with small pairs. I really don't mind the fold at all. It's tougher for Manny though in the big blind with the ace. Just is a little bit of they both had kind of yucky, you know, gut wrenching folds there because you never really want to. But
no, four-handed. I mean, an ace is is a very good card to hold, and we often see stacks going with any ace. So
yeah, you would think that John isn't folding free, but you never know. So we are down to 4. Fourth place right now. Fourth place money, just so you guys know, $6,845. That's the next pay jump right now.
This is a TV table, and we are getting TV table hands here.
We are live. We are on a 30-minute delay.
Ace Queen offsuit for Jesse here. I think they are up to 1020, by the way.
To 1-2. Yeah, 100, 200. Yeah, so
100,
stacks are very, very shallow at this point.
700K to play.
Jesse is opening as the chip leader with 20 big blinds.
No. Just Jordan's the chip leader.
I'm sorry, Jordan.
Yeah. Seat 6, you're actually 700K.
Manny's got a hand that you could definitely bluff with out of the small blind, but again, not a lot of room for maneuverability to raise fold.
Okay, bet takes it down.
I did that earlier in cash though.
He's good. And he's up.
I 3-bet someone out of the small blind with king 6 of diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's...
Yeah.
It
You're
makes
blocking kings, 6s. You have playability after the flop. I'm not advising anyone on the stream to do this stuff, by the way. If you 3-bet a trash hand out of the blinds, you get stacked. I don't want any trouble. what's funny is that I was playing yesterday. You know, it was the end of the day. I was kind of like a little tired, and you know, there's like 10 or 15 people left until we burst the day 2 bubble, and some guy, like a dealer here, comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man!" I'm like, "Hi." It was the guy that dealt the final table that I won in 2014. Yeah, it was like, "Yeah, I dealt to you the first." I'm like, "Oh, what's up, man?"
So, Manny with a decision on the button.
I open this.
Well, you would either probably just open or shove, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think, with the stacks this shallow, I think opening 2x is perfectly fine. You know, obviously Johnny's got a hand here we see, but it's you can't know that, you know.
So it looks
unless
like
you're us and you see the cards.
It looks like John has raised half of his stack with ace-9 suited in the small blind, and Jesse is going to take a flop with queen-10 suited.
He's not shaking now because he doesn't really have a hand, right? He was shaking when he hit the trips. Easy game.
Checker bet. 2 players.
The long exhale. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, let me check my card. Yep, I have an ace.
So just a little bit of Hollywooding going on. He really just has one move here. And he should just be all in, and he is.
You know, that is a little dramatic. The all in and then the sunglasses go up.
Yeah, the check of the cards.
I like it. That's why I like watching this.
Yeah.
And commentating. You get to see all of these just like interesting micro ticks that you might not that you might not notice otherwise. But and we see Jesse here Hollywooding with Squadouche as
I would have liked to have seen John move all in pre, because Jesse may not have been able to fold his hand from the big blind.
They have not been able to fold his
hand? He may not have been able to fold. John only had about, he had less than 10 big blinds, I believe.
That's true.
So he may have, well, he may have lost a little bit of value there if Queen 10 decided to make a call.
Conversely, too, I mean, if he has kind of a marginal hand like Queen 10 suited there, right? And he decides, you know, I want to be a little bit conservative, that, you know, you're winning the hand pre-flop without any drama. You know, you don't have to hit that ace. You don't have to see a flop. You don't have to, you know. But yeah, I agree with you.
And he's you know, any open, he's never folding Queen 10 suited to like a min open or a 3x or something either. So.
Okay, we got the garbage cans here. Got down to 4-handed pretty quick.
Yeah, that's, you know, I think the players are doing a good job of understanding their stacks in relation to the escalating blinds, and so they're getting it in appropriately so.
Raise announced. 400.
So we have all I hear are raises. I don't see it. Okay, I see.
Jordan's pushing his weight around. I like that. I really like that raise.
So another pot for Jordan. His stack continues to take up more felt.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a common leak too amongst players. You know, you get to the small blind, you see a hand like 5-6 suited. You know, you say to yourself, "Oh, I do want to see a flop with this hand. I got a suited connector. Great. I only have, you know, maybe this person will play a friendly pot with me." No, there are no friends in poker. You know, it's. I think it's either better to raise or fold there, because especially if you know that Jordan here is going to really come at you with hands. You know, by now they've seen the king deuce hand, right? And they're going to see that hand in a half hour, the players that are still left. So, I mean, you really can't be limping blind versus blind against him. Jesse's got the ace-4 offsuit on the button here. That's, you know, I think that's a raise, but he's gonna take the conservative route. Jordan's got ace-5 in the small blind, and he did something. We're catching up. He raised the 600K. Manny reshoves. I love it.
Yeah.
I love, and Jordan snap calls. Wow.
Well, you know, Manny has about 12 big blinds. So small blind, big blind ranges. This is a good play by both players.
I agree.
And you arguably could have just said that Jordan could have just raised. Manny probably would not have folded.
Now, what if Jordan had open shift? That's a really tough spot for King Jack.
For Manny, I don't think Manny would have folded, but
Okay.
you know, 12 bigs in the big blind, and you have a king and a jack. Yeah, I'm probably going with it.
2 players all in. Turn.
Queen. Oh. What is this? All the best hands are holding up.
River.
Are we gonna see a miracle? 6 outer one time?
Tens and 2s.
No.
Ace.
Wow.
And just like that, we're down to 3.
So he was kind of my pick.
What's that?
Manny was kind of my pick to potentially sneak up and handle.
I think so. I agree with you. I liked what he was doing earlier, but I mean, it's tough to win a tournament when you're not really picking up any hands. You know, so props to Manny. You definitely represented Premier Island Poker. Like that was. Or Staten Island Poker. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't want to mix them up.
And
Staten
hopefully,
Island Poker.
yeah, he's not too far away, so hopefully we will see Manny again soon at a Borgata tournament. His favorite TV show is Breaking Bad, so he would have a lot in common with my husband, who has watched the show maybe 25 times.
Wow. I don't love it that much.
I don't even ask him what he's watching anymore. I just ask him what season he's rewatching. Yeah, that's him.
One big blind.
So good game, Manny. We are down to 3. K jumps, once again, are a concern at this point.
Now I think they become a real concern. That pay jump from 3rd to 2nd is massive.
Yes.
That's like a 5K pay jump.
So it's 8,300 right now for 3rd, and 2nd place is 13,500, and of course, 1st place is just over 23,000. Jordan, of course, with a huge chip lead. We haven't seen him make any huge mistakes today. It's unlikely that he's going to start.
I love the fact that he recognizes where he's at, and he's not just sitting back and letting the table kind of do its thing. He's like, no, I have the chip lead. You know, you guys are going to play at my flow, at my pace. You know, and that's exactly what he's done. And yeah, he's done a great job managing that big stack. I think I was actually sitting with him on day 1 at one of my tables. Very friendly guy. He's a great guy. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But if he wins, I'd be extremely happy for any of them. But Jordan's a really nice guy that I know personally, so I'd be happy for him.
Yeah, it looks like he has a pretty standard open here on the button, which he will take with King 9 offsuit. For you guys listening, you can get more information about the Bar Poker League. You can go to barpokeropen.com. Check out all of the events, see if they have an event in your area.
Yeah, there's like a full list of leagues that participate in the Bar Poker Open, and if you are listening to this and you are part of a Bar Poker League that's not part of it, please reach out, because we'd love to add to the family. I mean, there are like over 100 leagues that are part of this now, but yeah, we'd love to add as many as possible. You know, we're competing for 24K in Atlantic City.
Well, and the nice thing too is a lot of these players came down to Atlantic City for the weekend, I think. So Borgata hosted some prelims and some postlims that were very attractive. I believe there was a $230 30K, a couple of tournaments like that where it enabled these players to have something to do. If they did happen to bust the main event, they were able to jump in another event, and that's nice for them too. It's a break from their bar league. It's a different experience. They get to play poker I think you guys told me sometimes, you know, a lot of these players, they've never played in casinos before, so this is their first experience. So we're happy that they get to come here where we know that they're going to have a good experience. We know that they're going to be treated right, and we know that the dealers and the floor staff are going to know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the, in my opinion, from all the poker rooms I've been to in the East Coast, this is the one that treats players right.
Well, thank you very much.
I really think so.
We strive for that, for everybody to say that. We work very hard on that, so that's nice to hear.
I'm not going to blast any casinos or rooms that I've been to.
This is just your favorite. There's
No,
nothing
no,
wrong with having favorites.
Hold on, let me just say, I'm not going to blast any casinos, but there are a lot of casinos that, where poker is kind of an afterthought. It's just like, you know, I can rake, you know, and just have some crappy tables or whatever. But no, Borgata, USB chargers every table. You know, high roller room. You know, it's just a great room. It's a beautiful room, and they really treat poker players like they should be treated as, you know, premier customers.
They do, and I have experience in many poker rooms around the world, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a sponsored pro with Borgata.com, BorgataPoker.com. I am saying this because I truly believe it, and I know that these dealers and these floor people here are going to go out of their way to ensure a quality experience, regardless of how many times you've been here. If it's your first time or your 100th time, they're still going to do whatever they can to make you happy. So.
Absolutely world class.
And we see another pot go to our favorite chip leader.
The rich get richer. I would really love to see him not take out the next player, just so we get some heads up play. Because if he takes out the next player, I mean,
then it's
going to be a
like
very,
one or two hands.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big reach for whoever is left to try and take that away from Jordan at this point. But I mean,
well, he was your pick, like you said. He was your pick to go all the way with it. Yeah. So
he's doing it.
He has a lot of chips. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, that's what poker dreams are made of, though, right? You're sitting three-handed. You have like half the rail in your chips.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a great feeling to have.
So what's something interesting about our chip leader currently is that with his impending finish, whether it's second, third, or first, he will have surpassed his career high cash as well. So
still, a $6,200 live cash is nothing to sneeze at. So Jordan's got some experience.
Sounds good, thank you.
Got it. So 3 players remaining. We are playing 100, 200 blinds.
Yes.
We have an overwhelming chip leader, a middling stack, and then a shorty.
Yeah, everybody's playing. Yeah, they're playing in one.
Looks like we're coming up on. We'll be taking a break pretty shortly here.
Yeah, in about 5 minutes we're going to be taking a break here. But yeah, this is.
Manny chopped last night.
This is cool. We're going to see a new champion. So we have 2 EPT players left, and
what is EPT?
EPT is Eastern Poker Tour.
I think European Poker Tour.
Yeah. Don't, Glenn, you didn't hear that. Glenn will tell you that he came up with the EPT before European Poker Tour. So this EPT has been around
existed longer.
Yeah, I don't think the European Poker Tour actually exists anymore.
It did, and then it went away, and then it came back, and it's just kind of all over the place. But we're not talking about that.
So the 2 players that are EPT are Jordan, the chip leader, and Johnny. But we also have Jesse, or Jay, as he says is his nickname. He's from Kontenders in Texas.
So Jordan and John play with each other often in their league, then, because they're in the same Eastern Poker Tour.
They have encountered each other in the past. So they know a little bit more about each other. Jesse's kind of the unknown factor. So I mean, we're gonna see. He's repping for his crew, though. I mean, he made it to top 3.
Oh boy.
Jordan just keeps feasting.
Jordan is definitely getting some good
Yeah,
cards, and
he's
he's
like,
gonna
"Look,
show,
guys."
of course. It's like, if I raise, you just need to fold.
Yeah.
And if I'm in the blinds, you just need to fold.
Exactly.
That's basically what he's saying to the table.
It can be, you know, you have to keep a level head if you're these other 2 players. You know, you see this player scooping pot after pot after pot. It can be very frustrating and tilting, right?
Sure.
To see the same player over and over scooping every pot. You know, but you got to stay patient because it might turn. You know, you might start getting hands. You might double up.
Sure.
You might triple up. Who
Being
knows?
patient in poker is a vastly undervalued skill.
Oh yeah.
Vastly undervalued, and patience can have a negative and a positive connotation, because sometimes you can imply that being too patient implies that you're being too passive, but there are many times where being patient with a difficult stack is absolutely the right thing to be doing, especially when ICM implications such as these come into play.
Oh yeah, I mean, even as the short stack here is as Johnny has, right? He's got the short stack, but I mean Jesse, I mean they have similar 14 and 12 big blind stacks, right? So like,
well,
if I'm either those 2 players, like I'm not necessarily thinking about going for the win. I'm thinking about folding my stack into dust until the other player gets knocked out. Because I mean, at this point, the lead is almost insurmountable. You know, I don't want to call anything before it's over, but you know, I'm almost playing for. I'm pretty much playing for second here. If I'm one of the other 2, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the 2 short stacks definitely need to be aware of each other, and if I were John, I would be trying to apply a lot of pressure to Jesse, and Jesse is going for it.
Ooh, snap call with the ace 3. And if I'm Johnny here, I'm like dancing up, I'm going ace, ace,
Okie
ace.
dokie. This is what you want, you know?
Yeah.
This is,
Pocket 6s.
You know, I do kind of want to see Jesse double here just to see how the table dynamic changes. And he is also the last person that is not an EPT player that is in this, so I'd like to see him double up for his crew.
does Jordan's run good continue?
There's a club. There's one club.
There are definitely some interesting draws.
Oh, so ace and an ace only for Jordan. Jesse is like, come on, just one time, just dodge it. He does dodge it.
So 6s
Man,
with
look, he's
double.
smiling now. He's
And, you know, good hand by Jesse for recognizing that his hand was strong enough to move all in pre-with over Jordan's open, regardless of how well Jordan has been showing down. And so very good hand played by Jesse.
And with that, I believe we're going to break. And I love Jordan's stack. It's so big. He's like, here, you can just have this corner of my chips.
Yes, they legitimately have brought in additional staff to manage his chips.
It's always nice when the tournament director comes over you because your denominations are so small, and they're like, hey, do you mind if we color those up? You're like, yeah, I got too many.
So it looks like we will be coming back to probably 120, 240. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, 120, 240 with probably like a 20 or 25K ante.
And John is going to be extremely short now with maybe 5 big blinds or so.
He's definitely, he needs a double up. I mean, it's just one of those things where he's got to get it in and double up here, or else he's gonna finish third.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So
we'll
we're
see
gonna
what happens.
take a quick color up break, and we will be back shortly with you guys.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
I would say bar poker is like, it's more like a family-oriented thing. You know what I mean? Like it's all family and friends.
It's fun. I mean, it's something that anybody can do, regardless of your education, your social standing, whatever. It's a game for everybody.
You know what? If you go out to dinner and a movie, you're gonna spend far more, and this is way more fun. You have camaraderie, you have competition, you have an exciting night out. You can really learn how to improve your game and master the game. You know, this is the kind of game that it takes a couple of minutes to learn, but years to master.
I would say do it and do it now. Don't wait.
What else are you gonna do on a Monday night? Watch The Bachelorette? Hell no! Let's go play cards, man. That's what I'm talking about. Not mean?
If I were to win any amount of money to begin with, but you know, I mean, it will help me tremendously with my other journey. So, you know, it will be the most, I mean, it will be so cool if I make it to the final table.
I'm very into community, and it would be a lot less about me and a lot more about New York free poker. Like, I just love what we share, and I'm not saying that to sound Pollyanna. I could really get into having that money and prestige, but for me more, it's like, it strengthens our community.
So I almost made the money yesterday, but it was a long day. I didn't have that much sleep the night before, so it wears on your body. You're sitting in that chair for a long time.
And the idea of a cash prize like that is great, but also just to be known for having the skill of the game.
But yeah, this is so I mean we got Jesse just last hand doubled up, you know, so he's got a little pep in his step. You know, he's gonna come back to a fresh stack. What does he have? Probably around 20 big blinds.
He's going to have about 6 million, so we're coming back to 240 big blind, so a little bit more.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how the two big stacks now choose to apply pressure to John, who is quite short.
Yeah.
And absolutely needs to be very aware of his stack in relation to the blinds that are coming around very quickly. And he, you know, unfortunately may be in a situation where he has to call off, and that sometimes is unpleasant to do so.
No, it's not fun, but I mean, you got to take what you can get, and you know, I also, you know, you brought up the fact that they're going to be playing against Johnny a little bit because he's the short stack, but conversely, I don't think they're going to get too involved with each other unless they both wake up with like huge hands. You know, I don't. We might see some jabs traded, some blinds going one way or the other, but you know, we're not going to see, you know, complete bloodshed unless we see something ridiculous.
They just may decide to wait until the shorty busts, and you know, that happens too. Sometimes the big stacks can use that as an opportunity to go after each other too, because it's like if you and I are the big stacks and we have a shorty here, and we are very aware of this $5,000 pay jump at this point, because third place is 8,300, second place is 13.5. So if I'm one of the big stacks and you're one of the big stacks, I might try to turn that around on you and be like, I know you don't want to bust next, so I'm going to take the initiative and try to mess with you a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
This shallow, though, it's a little bit tougher to do that, but...
Now, we have Super 1131. He's asking how many players started the tournament, and it was 684. So we had 2 day ones. You could do both day ones. So if I played day 1A and I didn't make it through to day 2, I could go play day 1B as a second chance.
That's very cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's a great structure. The players love it because sometimes you don't get the cards on one day, maybe you'll get them the next day. That's what happened to me this time actually too, because I played day 1A, and I didn't make it through. I played day 1B, made it through, finished 53rd, and now I'm sitting here.
All in?
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
We have our first all-in, and John has a beautiful hand on the button.
I think Jesse's hand is like deceptively nice, right? I don't love calling an all-in here with this hand.
Yeah, this is tough.
It's dominated way too many times, like way more often than it isn't, you know, by ace queen, ace jack, king queen, as we see Johnny has. So yeah, that's a smart fold. I believe, especially
like
with Jordan behind. You know, if Jordan wakes up with anything, we
Sure.
see how aggressive Jordan is. And Johnny's got the sunglasses off. He's done with the sunglasses.
Yeah, I mean,
we got a little more serious Johnny right now with these glasses.
I definitely agree with the fold. I think that he probably understands that losing a flip or a perceived flip reduces his playability quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And
the last thing you want to do is double the sky up. Even if he's got like pocket threes, you don't want, you don't need to get raised.
So we have John G is at about 11 big blinds, and Jesse G 24 big blinds. You know, he's safe, but he's not that safe. He definitely is looking for the short stack to bust.
Right, and I mean the other thing too is we say Johnny is the short stack, and he is, but he still, you know, could do some damage against these two other stacks.
Yeah,
even Jordan's stack. I mean, losing 11 big blinds for him is a third of his stack almost. That's not an insignificant amount anymore. So we see Jordan here with a 10 deuce offsuit. He folds it. I think that's smart too, because I mean, you want to apply pressure, but you don't want to do it with just any two cards. You know, I've definitely been in a spot where, you know, I'm sitting there again, like blind versus blind. I just know the big blind is folding everything. And, you know, I will apply pressure with almost any two cards. But, I mean, we've seen that, you know, throughout this final table, you know, these players don't need to wake up with aces or kings to make a player a move. But yeah, very hard to hide three-handed. So, I mean, we are going to see a lot of action. So I think this is a shove too. The king 3 offsuit. Jordan folded his button, right? And he's got king high is a.
Yeah,
I mean that beats a lot of hands.
Yeah, this is. I would definitely like to see him.
I think he just called. And I don't like that.
So, I would like to see. Yeah, I definitely would have liked to see him go all in pre with a king.
I agree.
Now we have a little bit of a more difficult situation post, but he does have a pair and he's going to bet.
See, he's got. It like pained him to let go of those chips with bottom pair, and I mean, luckily this is gonna get through. But like, you know, if Jesse hits that flop, it's not. Yeah, you know. Three-handed king high almost becomes like ace high, right? You know,
well, blind versus blind, it's a lot stronger. Yeah.
It's like having, you know, ace x. It's like king x is good a lot of the times.
Yeah, we've seen pretty consistently in this tournament, especially blind versus blind, a lot of limps and checkbacks, and you know, however they are betting, you know, when they do hit something on the flop, they're betting, so they're getting it done. John in extreme danger right now. He really needs to hopefully pick something up on the button here to get his chips in the middle and hopefully pick up these blinds and antes. And he does.
Did he ship?
I hope he has something.
Oh no, he folded.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I
mean, I like it now that I see
Jesse's hand. He would have likely gotten called, but
like, all right, Jesse's got raisin chips. All right, not shaking, right?
It looks like he put a lot in the middle there.
He did. He doesn't. He's not trying to mess around. You know, and I think Jordan is kind of cognizant of the fact that, you know, he did double this guy up. You know, he's got a little momentum, and he's got to kind of let his foot off the gas a little bit, because now, you know, if he doubles him up again, you know, their stacks are flipped, which is not a good situation to be in.
So, some interesting facts about our current chip leader, Jordan, is that he is a professor.
Yeah, he seems like a professor.
A
He's a smart guy.
self-described nutty professor. He's a former medical professor of at University of Massachusetts Medical School. And he lists his occupation as scientist. You don't see very many scientists anymore.
No. Now, did you notice that Jordan's wearing a Red Sox hat?
Well, I didn't, but now that you pointed out.
Yeah, it's because we won the World Series last night.
Oh, okay. So
just
that's
FYI.
Wow, I did see that there was some championship won last night.
Not a sports fan?
No, I am. I just I play online poker for a living, so my nighttime sessions are generally stuck in front of a computer screen with 11 tables going.
No TV on in the background?
No.
Wow.
That's like preteen stuff.
Is that like a
That's like the preteen phase
league?
of your online career. No. Get more responsible and older, and you have some kids, and you got to cut the Netflix out.
Okay, so pro tip from Katie: if you're playing online, no TV.
Don't be watching anything else.
Yeah, no TV.
No. You have to focus on your hands.
Music?
Yeah, no, music is fine
Music is
for
okay.
sure.
Okay.
Music is fine. Yeah, but definitely, I would recommend focusing solely on. Now, unless you're in my house will generally have a toddler screaming in the background. And
I love this. So Jordan opened the Queen 6, which I don't hate on the button. I don't hate him opening the Queen 6, but Johnny actually shoves over the top, which I absolutely. That's a great.
Yeah, it's
move.
great. Very good move.
That's a great move. Yeah, hats off to him. That's awesome.
Yeah, very nice hand.
And that's the best possible outcome too.
Very nice hand, yeah.
He won more than the blinds. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge way to win that pot. That's wow. I mean, it may seem like such a small thing, but at this stage in the game, this final table, three-handed, where the biggest stack has under 40 big blinds, I mean, you win a pot like that, that's massive.
And good job for just not calling
Yes.
the open.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that's kind of the big deal, is just not calling, because ace-7 offsuit is not something you're not in love with this hand. Most of the time, it'll be the better hand in a situation like this, but you are realizing your equity way more often by just getting it in pre.
It's like ace-7 did me good once, and it do me good again. And so Johnny is gonna raise here. Jesse's been a little bit more on the conservative side, so I don't actually think he's gonna do anything. I could be wrong. He's got chips in his hand.
Wow, he's in the small blind. Johnny made it 750K, and he's just gonna call.
If I'm Jordan, I'm like, yes, like yes. I don't like. I want to see the most. And then like if something crazy happens on the flop, he's gonna be extremely disappointed when they show the same hand. I'd love to see extremely dry flop, just to see who takes the pot. And that's exactly what I got. So Johnny's actually got the ace of spades too, which is great.
I wonder if he knows that.
Jesse's just gonna lead right out here? Wow. See, I don't actually hate this lead. I don't hate it because, you know, that flop hits a calling range pretty well. If he's doing it with air there, that's good. He has to be balancing that with good hands too. So like his Jack 10s and his Jack X hands. But yeah, I don't really hate the lead. What do you think?
I don't think I would have. I think that flatting pre is makes it a lot tougher to play the hand post, and that flop is a pretty loaded flop that definitely can hit button opening range. So I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it worked. But now we have a real hand.
They're all real hands. Any hand can win. You just need a little imagination.
That's very true.
And I don't think we're going to see any drama on this open. I don't think Johnny's just. I'm going to stay out of trouble.
Oh, I thought he already folded. Sorry.
He looks so stressed with 10 high. I love watching this. Like I love being an observer to this because it reminds me of kind of this old school poker where you have to kind of like posture. And I mean, he was never calling there, or doing anything there. Sure. Like he was always folding, and but like it's a little dramatic when you see it. He's like, oh, I got a real decision.
Yeah, I think people.
I mean,
do that.
I like I play fast. I like playing fast. I like it when people play fast. But like Johnny kind of reminds me of like this old school poker player. And I think that's kind of neat.
So interesting dynamic here. Jordan is no longer our chip leader. Jesse has really chipped up quite a bit, and they're pretty much exactly even, and it's going to be a tough battle for John now.
Yeah. I mean, that A7, like, I mean, the double obviously started, but the A7 versus A7 hand, you know, not really conventional play, how he played it, but it worked out. I mean, it worked out for him, and it bought him the chip lead.
Sure, yeah. And sometimes you need to take a little bit of a risky move at a very important stage of the tournament like this. So sometimes
Whatever you want to bring me whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was definitely not how either of us would play it. I don't think. I think both of us are probably reshoving there, or not reshoving, but shoving over the top of his open.
Yeah, I think A7 should have been all in. And
Yeah,
probably A7 may or may not have called.
I agree. Put the pressure back on the short stack. Say, you know,
Tell him to put on a dress.
if you have a premium, great. But if you don't, I got blockers to aces, ace king. You know.
Like a Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, club soda.
Ooh.
Club soda.
We're getting some beers ordered on the stream.
And he's all set.
So it looks like Jesse lives in Texas, like you were saying before. It looks like his bar league he plays in is in Austin. Have you ever been to Austin?
I haven't, but I've heard it's amazing.
Austin is the coolest of cool places to go in Texas. It is a very historic city. And there is, it's a young, dynamic, kind of tech-oriented town.
That's what I've heard.
College town at the same time, being a tech hub. And interesting dynamic there.
The only thing that sucks about Jordan is he's a Cowboys fan.
That's why I have all these
who else is he gonna like? The Texans?
What? I would like the I like the Texans more now than I do.
Austin is pretty equidistant to Houston and Dallas, so he
Oh,
kind
is
of.
it?
Yeah, it's not that. I mean, it's like 2.5 hours from each, so it's not that far away. So he can pick.
The Cowboys are making some questionable moves, in my opinion.
We have a
In
couple
my
of
opinion.
aces
Ooh.
right now.
All right.
It'd be interesting to see how they play these.
This is. I think this is going to get big, because I don't think Jordan is folding an ace-8 offsuit in the small blind. I don't know if he just calls, but I don't think he's folding.
Yeah. So this is going to go raise big, and
he's either going to call or do something. And
it's
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Did not expect that. And you know,
Good fold. Wow. Good fold.
it is a little bit of an exploitative fold, but like with how Jesse's been playing, you know, I can kind of understand maybe why.
Well,
you know, calling puts you in a terrible spot.
Well, it's also, I mean, he really has to fold a lot there because
Yeah.
the short stack is so short.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a $5,000 pay jump right now. You really aren't very incentivized to put
play
a
pots.
decent amount of your stack in the middle with the hand that
Look
you're.
at that. We got one of our league runners here bringing drinks to the players.
Doesn't he own the league?
He does own the league.
Not a runner, he's the league owner.
Yeah, that's all they have.
Well, I didn't want to put him all out. You know. He is a big shot, though.
So Jordan getting
king
back in
queen.
stride, opening up on the button.
900,000. That is a big raise. Johnny folds, Jesse folds, and Jordan will take that.
Or in the bottle, right? Good? Oh, it's not an official casino bottle. Okay, you have bottles right there.
So we're just kind of in limbo here, you know. They are just, you know, kind of like they're getting hands, but there's a little bit of, you know, waiting for hands. You know, it's a tough spot, especially when the short stack can still take a third of your chips. At least a third. I don't know if he's got more than that now or less.
For those of you listening and watching, it looks like there's the National Championship coming up in Vegas, Bar Poker Open National Championship, June 2019. The dates will be announced. The exact dates will be announced shortly, but for those of you making your summer travel plans, potentially to go to this and maybe play a little bit of summer poker in Vegas, June is the month to plan for.
Yeah, it's honestly, I mean, there are a lot of things that are happening in June for poker in Vegas. You know, you definitely know of all people. You know, there's the World Series, but there is this. I mean, it's just a great like thing to try and to win a package out to Vegas, because you get to experience not only this, but like Vegas itself is an experience. There are lots of things to do out there.
Do players, so let's say a player signs up for Bar Poker League tomorrow.
Yes.
Would they be able to potentially qualify for this national championship in Vegas this coming June?
Oh, you have plenty of chances to qualify.
Nice.
Plenty. If you went tomorrow to, you know, you found a league in your area and you went and competed, you would very easily find a way to get to Vegas. I mean, you'd have to earn it, but there are many, many ways to get there, and they're all on barpokeropen.com.
So it's not something that you have to grind for like an entire year. You actually have shots and chances even in a few months to earn
You
entry.
can play 2 tournaments.
And get it.
Yeah, you play
pretty
your
cool.
bar tournament, you win that, and then you play the online tournament, and you can win an all-expensive paid trip to Vegas.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sick, and like I said, like you win 2 tournaments, you know, you fly to Vegas, you pay the $35 dealer fee, and then you're at the prize pool for Vegas, because it's the national championship, is actually double.
I
It's
see
200K.
that. Yeah.
So, you know, all of a sudden you pay $35 dealer fee, and you're at a final table playing
And
for
you're
like
playing for
40,000
$60K or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$40,000.
That's amazing.
That's a pretty good ROI.
Well, and you mentioned online poker. For those of you in New Jersey who are listening, we have regulated online poker here in New Jersey, and BorgataPoker.com is one of the places to play, and that we feel is the best place to play. But it's good practice. That's what a lot of this.
You're making me jealous.
A lot of
again.
this short stack, shallow final table play is something that is very learnable online poker.
You're making me jealous again. I wish I could play on BorgataPoker.com, but I can't.
Well,
because
when you guys come
I
down
live in
here, you can
Massachusetts.
play.
I guess, yeah. Maybe I should.
Definitely
I'll open
should.
an account.
Yeah,
Okay,
you should open an
convinced
account.
me. But yeah, I you know, just in speaking with you and like, you know, my own experience, I think online poker is the best way to learn poker.
For sure.
Because you know, you go to a casino and the lowest game they have at the casino is 1-2, and you know, $300 is a lot of money. It's not
Definitely.
something to sneeze at. Versus online, you can play
You
know,
play 1 cent, 2 cent if you want.
$5 max buy-in,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
Yep.
And you know, and log all your hands. You'll get more hands online, and you can look at your tendencies and really get good at the game. You'll get a lot more experience online, a lot faster.
Definitely.
Playing you know, $5 max buy-in cash games than you will playing $300 max buy-in games here.
Well, and a lot of people do that. A lot of people, when they come down for these tournaments that we host at Borgata, a lot of people do. They play on their account while they're here, and they it's kind of like a whole poker trip for them, you know. And so yeah, it's just you know, it definitely is very helpful for, you know, when you do get into this situation where you are playing for $23,000. It's helpful to have seen these situations a little bit more often, and that's what that's what you can
little more often, a lot more often.
Do that online.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like, yeah, is it sexy playing for $5?
Thank you.
For like $5 max buy-ins? Like, no, it's not. But it's a great learning tool. So if you really want to learn the game, I think, you know, playing online on a site like BorgataPoker.com is something you absolutely should do if you want to get good in a much shorter amount of time.
Yeah, I early in my career when I started playing poker, I started playing live poker, and then I had been kind of dabbling in like some sit and goes online, just some low stakes sit and goes and satellites. And for me personally, it was a very tangible difference, meaning that the sit and goes that I was playing, which were relatively shallow in structure, were very, very much so resembling these live low buy-in final tables that I was also playing here at Borgata early in my career. And so I was able to, you know, really say to myself, wow, I need to be playing online more because this is how I'm going to get better a lot faster than my opponents who are only playing live
And a
poker.
lot more economically too, right?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
So we have an all-in with King 9.
Oh, I like it.
Like it a lot.
Yeah.
Gonna win the pot.
We have the one and only Romulus here saying Jesse's gone to the beer, game over. I don't know if you mean game over for Jesse or game over for everyone else. Like, I don't know.
Please,
like, that
please
could go either
clarify.
way.
What does that mean? Are you saying that like fireworks are going to start going off? Are we going to...
Like, is this a good thing for Jesse that he's drinking or a bad thing? Because, like, I feel like, and I don't want to stereotype, but I am going to stereotype, like, people from kind of the southern part of the U.S., like, they like to drink while they play, and a lot of them prefer, like, they're like, I can't play without, like, a beer or two in me. You know, that, like, I need to, like, loosen up and, you know,
sure.
have a beer or two, which is fine.
Very
like,
normal, very normal.
But, maybe Jesse falls into that stereotype a little because he's from Texas. I don't know. I mean, he was the only one that got a beer, so.
It's a fairly standard, if you've ever played with me and have been anywhere near a final table or a final table bubble with me, it's very standard for me to order champagne from the cocktail waitress. And I always get comments because you're celebrating quite early, are you not? I'm like, I'm just celebrating life.
You're sitting there, you're like, you'll know why I'm celebrating in like 2 hours when I have like all your money.
Because, you know, sometimes you need it. You know, like these guys have been playing all day. They played probably all day yesterday. Now they're playing for, you know, for all of them, the most money they've ever played for. Have a few beers.
If you and me
have
were
a couple beers.
Yeah. If you and me were sitting at this final table right now, I'd have champagne. I mean, I'm top
If
3.
you and I were sitting at this final table right now, I would have 4 glasses of champagne lined up.
I like it. Jordan's got a pretty hand in the small blind. The queen 9 suited. He is gonna raise it.
Good for him.
I think Johnny's gonna fold. I don't think he likes the jack 4 too much.
Yeah, in situations like this, I definitely like just putting your opponent all in pre with that hand.
Yeah.
Your hand is really strong, blind versus blind. Your opponent is really short, and it's going to play decently against anything that he's going to be calling with that's super short. But it works, and he wins the hand. If you guys have any questions for us, anything that we can answer about Bar Poker Open that you cannot find on the Bar Poker Open website, please feel free to pass those questions along, and we will get answers to any questions you might have regarding schedules or upcoming events, etc.
I am watching the chat too.
Wow.
Jesse.
And
what?
Well, so that's you know.
Whoa. Well, yeah, I love it, but I didn't.
Yeah, he just had to go with it. It's fine play by both of them.
Yeah, I think it is fine. I mean, they're so shallow. I didn't think Jesse was really gonna play too, but maybe he saw some of the hands that were being played. So this is a very, very big all in. I mean, every player's standing. It's big for Jordan, who's not even part of the hand. But ace right in the window. Wow.
So
that's brutal.
It's very likely we're going to be heads up right now.
Yeah, we need runner for Johnny, or else it's all over.
Unfortunate for Johnny. He did
no miracles.
Didn't do anything wrong here. Played his game, did a great job, and he will be our third place finisher for $8,300.
It's nothing to sneeze at. Really, really nothing to sneeze at. Congratulations. I mean, I think he played a good game.
He played a great game.
Yeah, I mean, how much did he come in with?
1.7. Yeah, he came in with 1.7, kind of middle of the pack.
A middle stack getting up to third. That's really not.
It's great.
Yeah,
that's
a great finish for him. Hats off.
So we're down to Jordan and Jesse, and let's see how similar they are in stacks. Do we know about?
I mean, Jesse's taking the lead for sure.
Yeah.
He's taking the lead for sure. So I think we're gonna see a pretty interesting heads-up battle between the two. They're very similar stacks. I think it's gonna go towards the most aggressive player, and despite Jesse having the chip advantage right now, I think Jordan is a little more aggressive. So unless Jesse picks up some hands, I think we're going to see Jordan take it. That's my bet. I don't know. What do you think?
And I'm not really sure. I mean, these players haven't had to play heads up blind versus blind every hand like they will now. They will have to play pretty much every hand, and I think what we've seen tonight is we've seen some passive style of play when it does come to the blinds, which can work, and sometimes it can't work. So we'll see how they choose to direct their aggression. Oh wow, there's the trophy. These trophies are pretty cool though.
Mine's in my office.
Is it? Are they
It's on
heavy?
the
They
shelf.
seem kind of like.
It's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like I like how they do. Like one year they had a clear one, and I wasn't a fan of that. But
It
I
feels
like
like
the
it's
filled in
going to
color.
start lighting up at any moment. Like I feel like the red circle is just going to start going.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is bringing me back. I mean, this is cool. So like I remember when I won my heads up battle.
How long
I
did
got
it last?
like honestly, I got like super lucky on my final table. I completely ran my stack up and like steamrolled over everyone. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, I'm a good player. I steamroll.
Sure.
I was just getting cards.
Yeah, you definitely need to get lucky.
And I ended up getting heads up, and the other person had like nothing, and it just was over in two hands. So this is quite different from my experience. They're pretty evenly stacked, but so this is going to be a battle. It's not going to be just a quick one and done unless we see a massive cooler at the start. But yeah, we're gonna see some heads up play here for sure.
Yeah, and they're not that deep. That's
No.
that's the other thing to consider too. But like we just saw a reshove with ace deuce off correctly. So you know, they may
Yeah.
get busy quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Jesse's got people here in his corner, I think they're giving him great advice, because, you know, they've told him, hey, look, you gotta really, you know, step up your aggression because you know these players are playing, you know, King Deuce and, you know, King 9 from, you know, so you gotta kind of not wait for a premium anymore. You gotta go with your hands.
And this is another example of how online poker is extremely beneficial for poker tournament players, because in poker tournaments, arguably your largest pay jump will be occurring right now, the pay jump between first and second. And the nature of poker tournaments is that you don't get heads up very often because poker tournament players lose most of the time, right? So when you do finally get to heads up and you're playing for the most substantial pay jump, it behooves you to practice this format prior to getting to this moment. And that's another way that online poker is a great assist in this arena.
Yeah, you don't get to play live poker heads up for a substantial amount of money very often, like if at all.
And it's a very practicable skill. That's the thing. It's something that you can
ask Doug Polk.
Legitimately practice, get better at, watch videos, watch training videos. But like you said, playing is the most important thing. Playing is where you will realize improvement immediately.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, there it is. Who wants it? Who
So
wants
yeah,
it?
they
Katie
are.
wants it.
I mean, I want it for my kitchen counter, but they are really close now. 38 big blinds, 34 big blinds. So this can go either way, as is the nature of heads up anyway. And it looks like we're going to stick to 120, 240 right now. So we have a little bit of time left in that level. However,
So I took Jordan already. Are you willing to take
Jordan?
Jesse?
Yeah, I'll take Jesse.
All right,
I'll take Jesse. You take Jordan. So the blinds are probably going to go up to 153 right after this. Is that right? And
I think, actually it says right there in the bottom right. It's still 122.40. I think they don't have much time left in the level, maybe like 10 minutes. But yeah, it's 120,000, 240,000 with a 30K ante. Here they are, they're battling.
Here we go. First hand of heads up.
I think
with some premium.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go.
Well, this is where where you know GTO robot skills come in.
Well, this is just where having a little bit more experience than your opponent will really help you.
Yeah,
that's where this helps.
I think so. We've had quite a few EPT players win the Bar Poker Open Championship before, myself included. But
have you won this tournament before, Ryan?
Yeah, I have. By the way,
you won this tournament before.
Actually,
oh my gosh. Okay, I wasn't clear on that. Okay, cool.
But I think Jesse would actually be the first from Contenders Poker.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So that would be really neat. I
if
would
he
love
wins,
to see.
I want him to win because I want them to have a party for him. Because you know they will, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like at their next session, they're going to have like cake.
Like,
and,
this event is
cake is really cool.
This event is so cool, right? You know, because these leagues have events going on tonight in their respective areas. All the leagues have this on the TV right now.
So nice.
So they're all like they're playing
Very
poker in the bar, but
and
they're
they're
like,
watching their buddies.
Like, come on, Jesse. Come on, Jordan. Like,
duke
it's
it out
awesome.
for
Yeah.
25K. Yeah, that's amazing. Somebody said in the chat that this is just another day for Jesse. So apparently Jesse's a high stakes roller.
I mean, the beer.
I don't play for this much money every day.
The beer seems to be working. So whoever mentioned earlier that like
that
the beer's
trophy
coming
looks
out,
like
it's all over.
Glowing. It really looks like it's glowing.
It's pretty.
These are pretty awesome trophies. Last hand at this level. So they are bumping up the blinds to 153.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna see. This is gonna be
I feel like we
battle.
should be playing some music also. This needs to be enhanced.
Oh man. We're gonna be seeing Katie. She wants the trophy now. We're gonna see her in a
I'm
bar.
gonna go try to buy the trophy
like,
from
she's
them.
gonna quit online. Okay, Jesse's got A7. Definitely in his range for playable hands.
Yeah,
He just got it with the ace too,
absolutely.
so he's raising.
So what is he choosing to raise to?
A lot.
Okay, fair enough.
A lot.
All right, blinds are up.
wow. I think the fans in the chat are like 50-50 split.
Yeah, who do you guys want to win? Tell me, because I want Jesse to win. He wants Jordan to win. Why don't you guys tell us who you want to win? And you know they're going to see the chat, so just be careful.
So I don't want Jordan to win. I like Jordan. I think he has the edge because of the aggression. Oh, and I like that he has the edge in this hand too, but he's not going to win much. But I think he's got the aggression edge. I think he's a little more aggressive. So I think even match stacks, if they're getting the same quality hands, then I give the edge to Jordan.
So something I would like to see, and this is just something this is a very clear point. So Jordan has queens on the button, and he's full 3xing it a little bit more on the button. And I would really like to see that open amount slightly lowered, just to give our big blind a little bit of sense of, oh, maybe he doesn't have as strong of a hand, or oh, maybe my 10-8 off is playable, or 3-bettable, or but when you do make it so much on the button, especially with such a strong hand, you really are just making the decision for your opponent very easy to automatically muck their 10-7 or 10-deuce in that case. Give your opponent a chance to make the wrong decision.
With that raise size, you're basically, you're in the bar, you're saying, hey, let's go outside and see what happens. And it's not the other guy to decide if they want to go outside and see if they can take you.
I wonder if the cards were shuffled.
Wait, what? No, this can't be right. This is not right. No. He did not get queens again. We don't know what Jesse has queens either. The blind he must have queens again.
Oh, wow.
No, that's not right. It can't be right. It's not right.
It's not right. Okay.
He folded the queens. We got a little graphical glitch.
So we aren't exactly sure.
Maybe Jordan folded queens out of the big blind. What do you think of that?
But you see my point. You see what my point as far as opening size in relation to the blinds, in relation to the stacks. All of these things are things to consider when you're choosing your opening size amount. And so I have noticed the trend towards the larger sizing among these players, like you mentioned earlier.
I'm a big proponent of especially this late in the game, opening just 2x. Opening just 2x like my entire range, basically.
A lot of reasons for that, sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
but yeah, and for the reasons you stated too, it's like I do like to play post flop, because I feel like especially on the later streets, my edge is a lot higher. In terms of decision making goes.
Yeah, like if you and I are playing that hand, if you 2x queens on the button, guess what? I'm not folding 10-deuce.
No.
So you're giving me
you
the
play
chance.
Online.
Well, I'm just saying.
I know,
like,
but you
you're
are right,
giving me the chance to make a mistake.
Right.
And that's what you want. You have the better hand. So allow me to screw up.
Yeah.
Allow me into the pot a little
10
bit
high
easier.
flop. Boom.
Exactly.
Now the trophy's mine.
Maybe that'll happen someday. I do have a couple trophies, but not for anything as big as this.
Wow. Oh. So he's not gonna get much action here. Is he shaking again? No, he's not. He's cool now. I think that was just the one hand fluke, maybe.
Yeah, earlier it was early in the final table.
Or maybe now that he has a beer in him, he's like,
yeah, that's true.
It chilled him out.
He's just gonna hopefully just call.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Jordan here, unless you turn a club,
like maybe
probably just give up, or
like
a club
7
or queen.
8 of clubs or something for fun, or a queen. Maybe a queen he can't get away from either. That's actually
a pretty interesting
way
card.
better of a turn card.
So it went check pretty quick. And yeah, Jesse's just got top vote.
That's $2 million.
And yeah, that $2 million is not getting called. We have a little posturing though. In his head right now, he's like, I have queen high and this sucks.
Well, yeah.
So Now you're supposed to say, but queen high can be good here sometimes.
So
which it can be.
this probably gives him the chip lead now. Yes.
What?
This probably gives Jesse the chip lead now.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely got it. But I think it'll get traded back and forth. But yeah, you beat 7-8.
Jesse's favorite drink is Miller Lite, and he enjoys fishing and hunting. Well, he lives in Texas. That makes sense. And
what is Street Outlaws? Have you heard of that? It's his favorite TV show.
Street Outlaws. That's what he says is his favorite ham. But
if anyone in the channel knows what Street Outlaws is, tell me, because it sounds interesting. I don't know what it is.
And he lists his occupation as a house framing contractor.
Oh, the chat thinks I'm biased. I think it would be fantastic for Jesse to win this.
Yeah,
honestly,
he's
I
my
really
pick.
do.
He's my pick.
It would be fantastic. I just maybe it's because I've played with Jordan more. You know, ever since that King Deuce hand, I'm like, yep, he's got the chip lead. He's opening King Deuce. Things are gonna ramp up here.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Not because I heard massive clapping in the background.
That's what I was just getting all excited about.
not because I heard massive clapping in the background. We're on a 30-minute delay, by the way.
We are on a 30-minute delay.
There's a good chance that this is over in 30 minutes.
It could have also been the sports book getting a little rowdy, because the sports book is right next to the poker room.
Oh yeah, that place was
gets
rocking yesterday.
Quite loud, yes, because we have a massively new sports book area that's being built right now next to the poker room as well, and it's a very bustling area.
I have friends that, you know, we're Boston's finally getting a casino. We're getting an encore.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Finally
That's
getting
exciting.
a casino, and I have friends that have never been to a sports book that are like, I'm gonna spend all day there. And
Well, it's likely to be a very fancy sports book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Jesse here with the ace-4 suit, he's definitely raising. I mean, momentum's in his favor for
I'd
sure.
like to see him make this, like.
I don't see Jordan making a misstep with the 4-7, but I mean,
maybe.
like you said, the raise size is here a little bigger than we would like, but you know.
Let's see. How close did he get to 7? No, he went a little over 700.
Ooh, are we gonna see a flop with us?
And
wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. So, Jordan has defended the 7-4 off for a 1.1 million raise. We are playing 300K big blind.
This is okay.
Well,
that ends that. Is he gonna lead?
Wow.
Oh, you're really walking into it,
Well,
there, buddy.
wow. Jesse is just going to call.
No, I think he said all in. Yeah. I don't like that.
Wow.
I would try and let. So I mean, this flop is tough, right? Because like, you know, but Jesse should just be calling there. I mean, he's calling all his aces, all his queens, right? And you know, he happens to have an ace there, which is the absolute nuts, basically heads up. You know.
I'm not really sure, like what going all in accomplishes other than winning the pot right then and there.
Exactly. Give Jordan the chance to hang himself. Because, I mean, he's showing aggression right there. It'll give him a chance to hang himself on the turn, you know?
It's possible that he was nervous about...
Is there a flush draw? I don't...
Yeah, but I'm not really sure
Yeah,
what
I
he
mean,
was
heads
nervous
up.
about. That was... Yeah, I mean, this is... And this is great. This is what's nice about having this live stream, too, is that I'm sure it'll be on Twitch later.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll be able to look back and, a lot of times...
I actually have players come up to me at these events and say, "Yeah, I watched back that stream and I really listened."
And
like
you can
that's,
learn something from
yeah,
it.
I mean,
Absolutely.
honestly, you guys are why I keep doing this because you know, I love helping out players. I love helping out, you know, the community that kind of got my career started.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it's just it's great. Like I like meeting people that have kind of the same attitude as me of like, you know, there's always room for improvement.
And that could have just been nerves too.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like when we consider, you know, things that, you know, we're looking at the screen and we're not in game and sometimes you just, you know, emotion kind of can take over. Your heads up. This is the big heads up tournament. You know, biggest heads up situation you've ever been in your life. This is the most amount of money you've ever been playing for. So it's certainly understandable to react in a way as he did, and that's just you know, it's the beauty of the game. You know,
a lot of the times too, you know, with you know, players with a little less experience is you know, getting coolered by like a flush draw or something. I don't remember if there was a flush draw on that board. I don't think I saw it. All I saw was the trip aces and dollar signs.
I think there was spades. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people will try to avoid kind of that pain of like the cooler avoidance, and it's like, I have a really good hand, but it can be beaten on later streets, so I'm just gonna get it
Go
in
for
here
it.
and deny their equity. You know, and I understand because I've been there. I've been there too. I've been there before, but I mean, heads up, different animal. You just gotta really, you know, play and, you know, let the player hang himself, and yeah. But I get it. I feel for you, Jesse. All right, straight drops in. Gut shot, if you happen to have it.
Yeah, it was. I hadn't quite finished. Yeah, 'cause Germano.
Let's go, Jesse.
He's
I like the idea.
He's got all the momentum right now.
I like the idea of him bringing all this money back to Austin. I like it a lot.
I do want to visit someday.
You should.
I
Absolutely should.
I've heard, you know, Austin itself is just a beautiful city, and you know, I've heard the card rooms out there are absolutely nutty.
It's a very, and it's like, you know, Texas hill country also, so it's very mountainous, very hilly. So there's lots of great golf. There's just very beautiful scenery. It's not like big city like Houston. You know, Houston's a very industrious, international, big city type, expansive area. Austin has a very homey, very intellectual feel. At the same time, being very country. Also, it's a unique. I love it there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Texas is a cool state. I used to live in Texas.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I went to
Cool.
college out there. Yeah, it's a cool state. I like it a lot. So players are playing currently for first place, obviously. Everybody wants to win first when their heads up, but first place is $23,350. Second place is a hefty 10K pay jump, $13,589.
You know what's funny is when I won, I got 10,000 when I won first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so second place gets more than I did.
So it's
not
grown quite
fair.
a bit. That's a testament to how much this has grown. is it
Yeah.
not?
Oh yeah.
That your first place amount has doubled.
That was directed at you, yes.
You know, Jordan did have the queens, but I am a little salty because Jesse's getting the hand advantage. This really isn't playing out how.
So we are seeing a flop.
Whoa, Jordan call or Jordan. Okay.
It may have been a limp pop.
I don't
no,
think.
it's
No,
not.
I don't
It's
think
definitely
Jesse.
not.
Either Jordan opened or Jesse called. So now Jesse's got a gutter ball. They both have air. I mean, Jesse's got a good.
So okay, so it went open, but okay, I see. Yeah.
See, and these are the spots that I think Jordan can really, you know, play his advantage because I don't see Jesse rebluffing here, and I don't think he's gonna just call. He's either gonna rebluff this or fold. I see him just. Oh. Oh, no way. Is he gonna just call? Now I wonder what his reasoning is for just calling. If he thinks ace high is good, that's really awesome, and I love it. If he's just trying to, oh my god, poker's just easy when you hit it like that. Oh my god, you were wrong.
So.
Oh, Jordan. I love Jordan. I think Jordan's pretending he had something.
Yeah.
Oh, my king. Got cracked. No, you had 7-9.
He's maybe thinking that had the river bricked, he could have fired again and gotten ace-10 to fold, but.
I mean, I think he was, like, I think he was right to bet the turn. I think that the turn bet is fine. I don't. Should he be bluffing the river too? I think once he gets called on the turn, he can give up.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen a lead from Jesse on that turn.
Oh, on the. Oh yeah. From Jesse, sure. I'm talking about
after
Jordan.
the flop goes check.
Yeah. Yeah, he picks up a little equity on the turn with the gutter ball there.
Anything playable? We don't see Jesse's hand.
Jordan's been calling pretty wide. We've seen that so far.
He's just gonna fold his butt.
I think if Jesse does run into a cold streak of cards, that Jordan can get back in it. But right now, this is looking like Jesse's game. I mean, he's running pretty hot. I mean, he's hitting gutter ball broadways on the river.
Wow, I didn't realize how short Jordan was.
Yeah, Jordan.
Holy moly.
I mean,
okay.
You lose a couple pots heads up when you're even stacked, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden 3-1 chip lead.
So this is a situation where
Still in? You in the tournament?
somebody's asking him if he's still in the tournament.
I like it. Well, no. I think one of his friends came up and
okay.
to the rail and was asking. But I like.
No, I'm just at the poker table playing. I'm not really in the tournament.
Did you hear about the guy a couple years ago that was trolling the main event at the World Series? Like, so at the Rio, there's like a place that you, like, it's in the convention center, and there's a hallway you walk down, like, after you bust to basically exit the Rio. There's only like that one big hallway, unless you want to go outside in like 90-degree heat, right? And this one guy was like sitting in the hallway, like looking at, like, basically hunting for like people that looked like dejected or like pissed off or whatever, and he was asking them if they were still in the tournament.
Oh.
Just to troll.
Oh,
hey, you still in? Hey, you still in? Hey, I don't think he got. I don't think anything got physical, but he was like definitely doing it on purpose.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Just like
I think the last time I asked somebody if they were still in a tournament, the response was, well, am I at my table? and that was such a traumatizing response for me that I never again asked anybody if they were ever in a tournament ever again.
And look, like, people ask it genuinely and with no malicious intent.
Yeah, they just don't think
like,
before they
you
ask.
know, like, and I got asked that a lot here, and like a lot of like, you're out, like, you know, as I'm walking away from the table or whatever, and like, it's not, they weren't being malicious about it.
But
like,
you
no
don't
way.
exactly want to be reliving it.
But it's
also.
like, yeah, it's
You'd
like,
to be
yes, I
moving
got
on
in a
to
car accident. Like, I know, look at my bumper. Yes, I got in a car accident.
Exactly.
But like, yeah, it's, you know, it's, when you're getting asked about it here, it's a genuine question and people care about you and stuff.
Course,
but like,
yeah.
at the main event, you know, people can troll.
Even in my household, my husband and I both play full-time online poker for a living, and even in my household, if I you know, have an early session or something, I never ask, you know, how one or the other did, because I don't want, you know. Oh.
Look at that. You get to touch it.
You know, I just never ask because you know, I just wait for him to tell me. Like, if something good happened, he'll probably tell me. If something bad happened, he probably doesn't want to rehash it, you know?
Right,
so
right.
it's kind of like, you know, just go
or
on
if he
with
does
your
want to
life.
rehash it, let him.
Let him
you know,
bring
let
it
him
up.
start the
Yeah,
conversation.
that's-
Yeah.
And the same thing kind of holds true with, you know, even the casual player. It's like, you know, for a lot of these players getting knocked out of the tournament, that they might not play another tournament for a while. So it might be even more excruciating for them. So having a little bit of tact sometimes goes a long way. I swear that thing is lighting up. These trophies are neon.
All right, 150 to go to C2, your action.
Jesse's got another legit hand. Ace Jack offsuit on the button. I swear he's had an ace in his hand
I
like
know. It
every
seems like
every 3 hands or
it's
so. He's had an
switched.
ace in his hand, which is awesome for him.
We have a raise. Jordan has been defending wide, but not that wide. He's having to tighten up a little bit with his shorter stack now. He
Yeah, and
cannot afford to be as speculative as he has been in the past.
And I mean, if I'm in Jordan's corner right now, I would, you know, you gotta kind of tell him, like, it can be frustrating, heads up, like this guy's just raising and he's hitting hands and blah blah blah. Like, you gotta tell him, look, like, just chill out. He is getting some hands. He is getting some hands. Like, he's getting the hands. He's got the goods. Like, it'll come back around.
Yeah.
You know, just let it come back around. Don't sweat these things. Don't
Look at
feel
how
like
much.
you need to do
Look
too
at how
much.
much fun they're having, though. You know, they're happy, they're smiling, they're laughing, they're drinking beer, they're playing heads up for $25,000.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, like,
And anybody can do this. That's what's so cool. You can earn your entry into this tournament.
you can free roll your way to 25K.
It's amazing.
Basically. So now they're kind of trading jabs. Jesse took the last one with the ace jack. Jordan takes this one with the king 10.
So does this bar poker open? This is every year at the same time here at Borgata, right?
This year it changed a little bit because we usually host it in December.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it kind of conflicted with some things
Depends
Borgata
on
was doing.
schedule, yeah.
But yeah, it was. It's in we decided to do it in October this year, and the turnout was actually bigger.
Better.
So I mean, I'm not the boss man,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I could see them doing it at the same time next year. for
Maybe
sure.
holidays is a tough thing to compete with. But yeah, so it's once a year is the Bar Poker Open comes to Borgata and holds this finale tournament. Okay. And then it's also in Vegas too.
Are we gonna see a flop? We're gonna see a flop.
That's correct. 2 players. Wow.
Now, heads up, I do like to see a lot of flops because, as I was saying before, like I do think, personally, my edge is higher, you know, on later streets than it is pre-flop. You know, a lot like pre-flop is where every player has the most experience. So, you know, over the years, pre-flop selection has gotten better. I would say. Would you agree? Just amongst like general player pools.
Sure, definitely, yeah.
And we get a friendly check down, and Jordan takes it with queen high. So, like, yeah, heads up. Like, I do a lot of just flat calling from the button, with a pretty wide range.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it with some premiums too.
Sure.
And you know, I will. Well, like, I do like to see.
Yeah,
cards.
depending on stack sizes and
There's a
it
lot of
absolutely
factors.
makes sense to be limping hands on the button for sure. Okay.
Raise an ounce. Seat 7. 1050.
So we have a button raise from Jordan with 8-5 suited, which is good.
Yes.
The amount is what
Yeah,
I'd
I
like
mean-
to see adjust. 8-5 suited is a speculative hand. It's not a hand that you want to be putting that much money in. It's the raise to 700K is the same thing as 1.5 million when you have a hand in the big blind like Jack Deuce off or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, honestly, like a lot of a common mistake that a player will make, and honestly, something that I was doing a lot of at my final table was I was opening way too big, and you know, because you kind of had the mindset as an amateur of like, oh, like my raise is not going to be respected if it's not like 3x or 3.5x. You know, it's not going to be respected. They're just going to call with any two cards. If it's a 2x raise, it's not a real raise. But I mean, fact of the matter is like Jordan's got 3-7 offsuit here. He's folding a 2x raise. He's not going to say, oh well, it's only 2x. I'm going to see a flop with 3-7 offsuit. Like it's you know, you're just you're increasing your variance when you increase your raise size like that.
So if I was Jesse at this point, rather than raising, I would every hand or folding. I would definitely be playing every hand, whether it's a limp or an all-in. I would simply be putting my opponent all in a lot of the time here instead of opening to a certain amount.
I agree with you for sure. Yeah. I just don't think that's quite in Jesse's game because again, like you were saying before, heads up play is where the players have the least experience, and it's not often you get to play heads up for 25K.
Right, exactly. I recently was fortunate to win a circuit event online.
Oh, no way, that's so cool.
They just had the first, there was a series online, and I won.
Did they mail you a ring?
They mailed me a ring. And
Did they really? That's so cool.
It was a 6-max tournament for like 31K or something. And same situation. I'm like, wow, I'm playing for 31K, and I probably don't have as much experience heads up as my opponent does, but here we go, So it's an incentive. It was an incentive for me to even go back and start studying heads up more because I, want to be very sure in that situation. So I guess this just went check all the way.
Yeah, they checked it down. I mean, King High has showdown value. They both have showdown value. So I mean, I don't see. Do you see anything wrong with that?
Well, if somebody opened, I probably whoever the opener was, I probably would have bet flop.
Yeah. And you can down bet that flop too.
Sure.
I mean, I down bet ace high flops all the time because as an opener because it just hits my range so well.
It should be, right?
Betting flop likely takes it down on the flop.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And then he would not have had to chop that up.
Would it have taken it down against you? Probably not. You probably continue with your king high. At least one street.
Maybe. Depending on how many glasses of champagne I've had. Which is absolutely the determining factor.
Okay, 150 to go on the small block. 150 top.
Nobody's getting any decent, everybody's getting one good hand and then one really yucky hand.
Yeah, we're getting polarized range.
Yeah. We need the king queen suited versus the 2-7.
Versus versus 10s or something.
40, 2-4, 40, 2-4.
So lines have gone up.
200,000, 400,000 with the 40K ante.
And that makes
that's a lot of money.
That makes Jordan's stack even shorter now because he had about 12 big blinds or something.
Yeah, he's really in double up territory.
We're at 2-4, guys. 40, 2-4. 200 to go in the small blind.
Jordan's got Jackson 5. And he's going to raise with it.
1.2 to go. 1.2.
That's
Seat 7 raises to 1.2.
Was that 800K?
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of hand, like, I would rather just min open this hand. It's a really yucky hand. We have position. We want to take initiative, but I don't want to put a quarter of my stack in the middle with it.
I agree with you. But we are going to go off to a flop.
We're going to see a flop.
Okay, I got 2 players going to the flop. Seat 2 is going to start us off.
I have a feeling this is going to be big. Ooh.
Oh, well, it's not very big for Jack 5.
No. Queen 6 just flopped 2 pair.
Check, check. All is good.
But he might just, like...
If this is a 9, this is all going in.
That's good that it
or
might
a
check,
10, I
check.
mean.
Jordan might get a little bit frisky and, like, try to put more money in right here. Unless
I mean, he's
Jesse
got a gutter.
leads. Well,
Bottom of his
we're-
range
I
for
mean,
sure.
This
to
hand
bluff.
is over.
I don't. I don't
Nice-
see.
Nice
I mean,
hand.
yeah, I don't see Jordan continuing.
Good fold by Jordan. It seemed like he wanted to fire.
For sure.
He doesn't-
Look, he's getting someone just ran up to the stage. And he's like, come on, Jordan.
But yeah, these these players definitely really realize that they need to be playing.
Yeah,
they need
yeah,
to be getting in
they're,
there.
like-
They need to be fighting, and that's a good thing.
Sometimes it takes a little more convincing, with the blinds going up, to make a player realize, hey, it's really time to ramp things up. And I mean, that's definitely what's happening here. The blinds are huge.
Let's go, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm liking Jesse winning more and more now.
Well,
so
quite frankly,
he's been on a serious heater. So.
Quite frankly, a lot of things have gone his way, just like things were going Jordan's way.
Oh, absolutely, for the
earlier at
entire final
table.
table, except
So,
up until this point.
we're not seeing a situation where somebody is greatly outplaying somebody or something like that. This is just a very typical heads-up dynamic where somebody gets decent cards and somebody gets not so decent cards. And
Yeah.
you kind of have to play.
And I mean, it can be so frustrating too. Like especially heads up if one person is just getting all the hands.
Yeah, definitely. You feel like everything is against you.
Yeah.
Nothing you do works. There's people that play heads up for a living. That's all they play.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think I could.
Raise an ounce,
Okay,
Oh,
there we
he's all
go.
in.
We have ace 4 suited, which
I
is
like
a
it.
suitable all-in hand.
Absolutely. And you gotta snap.
And a correct fold from Jesse. Yeah, there's people who play, heads up sit and goes, heads up cash, and I just could never do that, even though they are likely way better players than I will ever be. But it's just a very tough thing to do, just to play.
Some people say it's the purest form of poker.
Sure, it's very hard.
It's extremely difficult. I mean, especially for you in terms of like your limited player pool because you play in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You can only play with residents.
X amount of people. That
yeah.
are,
So you're gonna see the same like 10, 15 people
definitely.
at the heads up tables and like.
Which can be
you
good.
probably
it
don't
could
want
be
to
bad,
sit
it
like.
could be good.
You probably don't want to sit like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now Jesse's got the queens. That's okay.
Wow.
We might see something here. Because Jordan's not folding King 7 out of the big, I don't think.
Well, that's a hefty raise.
He went all in. Oh wow!
Wow! All in and a call.
Wow! Wow! Oh, Jesse's like, this is it. This is it. Are we going to see a miracle for Jordan? I don't know.
You know, I don't blame Jordan at all. He's so short. He has a king in his hand.
No, I don't blame him at
Has to
all.
go for
That's perfectly fine. I don't think that's a punt. Like that's completely fine. Man, Jesse's like feeling sick to his stomach. Like,
The overhead?
it's like just deal the cards. I just want to see.
Okay. Good luck, guys. Going to the flop.
Jesse.
Yes.
Come on, 3 diamonds on the flop.
You bet.
Or 3 spades.
If Jesse wins, you better tell him I was rooting for him.
I will.
Well,
I think he.
It's probably
Yeah,
gonna be the end of it.
spades. 1 spade.
Well, yeah.
Maybe.
Still there, I guess. But
No, it's it.
for people like me, it
Oh
doesn't
wait,
happen.
he's got a straight draw now.
Always a sweat.
He's got a jack and a jack only. Oh man, dude. That would be gross. Don't do it. Okay, yeah. He's got it. We have our 2018 champion, Jesse.
Cannot hide your smile.
Jesse Gutierrez from Contenders Poker
Nice
in
work,
Austin,
Jesse.
Texas. Look at him, he's smiling. Oh man, congratulations, Jesse. That's awesome.
Very well played. Very well played. Good heads up.
Yeah, I mean he was off to a slow start, but he got it. Like he did it. And Katie. Oh wait. Katie is taking off her headset now. We have the trophy. I'm not gonna touch your trophy, man. That's yours. That's all yours, man. Take a seat.
All right,
Take a
all right.
seat. So this is not Katie Stone, as it says on the screen there.
No.
This isn't Katie Stone. This is Jesse Gutierrez from
Yeah.
Contenders Poker. Congratulations. You just won $23,000, man.
That's pretty cool.
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I guess so one of the questions I have for you, right? The hand where you flop trip aces. What were you thinking there? Like you just shoved there? Like that was a monster.
I didn't want to shove, but I wanted action, obviously. So
Yeah.
I had to bet something. I just couldn't let him go all the way down. So.
Yeah, I mean it's a big moment, man.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about where like there's a flush draw on the
Yeah.
board. He could have like a gut shot straight draw.
Yeah,
And,
I just
like
can't-
losing with trip sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was cool. And then the queen, like what was going through your head? You get dealt
It's
queens
like-
heads up, man.
Yeah, I have the queens, and I'm saying, I bet my bet, and I'm saying, please re-raise, please. And he did.
You got exactly what you wanted. And then I just watched the final hand. This has been you've known that you've won this for 30 minutes
Yeah.
now, but when the gutter ball, well, he had the gut shot straight draw on the turn there.
I know.
I mean, I heard
Don't get there.
the people talking like it's always a sweat.
Yeah,
like
it's always.
I could tell like you were holding the back of your chair. And like you almost looked a little sick. Like, can you walk us through that?
I hit the queen. I said, I'm good, okay? And he has pretty much no outs. And then the 10 comes, and it's like, well, crap, now he's got outs.
Yeah.
Why does it always have to be a sweat? Why can't it be easy?
It's no fun if it's not a sweat.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. But I just wish it wasn't a sweat.
Yeah. Someone in the chat mentioned, I don't know if they knew you, but they said that, as soon as you got your Miller Lite, that it was all over, and we didn't know if that was a good or a bad thing. I mean, it turns out it was a great thing.
It's
yeah.
always a good thing.
So is that like that's probably what they meant, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They know me. I play better poker when I drink. It's just the way it is.
Awesome, man. So $23,000. What are you? It says you're gonna go to Hawaii here.
Yeah, we're
right?
going to Hawaii. I guarantee it.
That's awesome. Oh, wait, no, come over here. Who is this?
It's my wife.
That's your wife?
Yeah.
Wow. Congrats. So you came down here to support Jesse. Oh yeah, get
She's
on
my
camera.
only rail.
She's your only rail?
Yeah, she's my only rail.
Oh man.
Besides people at home texting and that they're watching. Yeah, and the people I knocked out like me too. Somehow.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So you're getting a cool trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Any future poker plans?
Poker. Yeah, I play a lot of poker, man. I'm gonna go to Vegas, do the Bar Poker Open in Vegas too. So.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. I mean, you guys are staying the night, right? You're not flying back to Texas right now?
Not tonight. Tomorrow morning.
Awesome. So you're gonna party all night.
How much sleep do you need, right?
What? Right.
Sleep on the plane on the way home.
Exactly. Congratulations. I mean, that's awesome. I can see you're glowing. You're glowing too. I mean, that's
a good day.
It's a great. Any day you can walk away with 25 grand playing poker is a fantastic
It's
day.
cool.
So I mean, you played your heart out. I know you weren't getting cards at the beginning. But you stuck it out, and I mean, you really played a great final table. So hats off to you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's it from us, guys. 2018 Bar Poker Open. We got Jesse Gutierrez from Contenders.
Austin.
Contenders Austin.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know there were different divisions. He is our 2018 Bar Poker Open champion. So thank you guys for watching. All the fans back home, ask Jesse to buy you a drink next time because he's good for it now.
I'll tell you where I'll be. I'll be at Shenanigans on Wednesday night.
Shenanigans Wednesday night.
That's right.
Drinks on Jesse.
That's right. I buy them all.
Take care, guys.
All right.